and this is the first ever episode of Grandline Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Dupree 777, and here with me is I'm trying to think of a way to say your name dramatic.
Funaki.
No, it has to be dramatic.
Oh, it has to be
It
dramatic.
has to be dramatic.
Has to be.
It has to be
Um,
like drag. No, I can't say it the way I usually say it. You have to say it like something a little different, something like to know like it's amazing. So you got to think.
um, I don't know. I'm bad at this shit.
Drunk. You got look. I have my way of saying my name. Like you ever thought about like I have like 4 or 5 years to like think of like an epic way to say my name, but like you know it.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
don't do epic.
Hey, Spider Blaster, welcome to the podcast, man. Crystal. I just remembered something, Crystal, of a way to say your name. Like, what was it, Crystal the Champagne, or that girl from Boondocks? That's perfect. And it's Boondocks, so you know it's always good. Hey, what's going on, Leo? What's going on, fellas? Everybody, we are here. First episode of Grandline Podcast, and there's an ant crawling on my wall. God damn it. See, this is what happens
And
when you
now we've
live.
established that Marcus is easily distracted
Well,
by
like, I
ants.
mean, I don't have a game to play, so I
I'm
mean,
just trying to get to a save
like,
point.
it's pretty interesting, actually. Like, when you actually have freedom to look around your room while, like, just running your mouth, you actually can pay more attention to, like, the surroundings around you. So it's always,
Right.
like, very, very. I forgot what I was gonna fucking say, actually.
Well, there goes my save point.
But
Shit.
you, oh, oh, okay. Oh no.
Unexpected stuff happening.
Well, I mean, I warned you like ahead of time. They were gonna have to like put full attention to this, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind of your
like a
fault.
minute before, I was stuck in a spot I had to get out.
Like, could you just pause the game?
I could, but then it might be paused for an hour.
I'm failing
I'd
to
rather
see
just,
the like I'm failing to see that right now. Like, what do you mean by that?
yeah. Well, I'm trying to get to a place where I can get it saved and then have my full attention instead of staring at a screen wishing I could play a game.
True, true. That would be pretty anxious to me. Like if I had Kingdom Hearts 1
Right,
point or Persona 5 in front of me right now, then like I could be playing this shit right now. But
right.
except it's not Rechain of Memories because I actually raged quit pretty hard. Was it yesterday on
Oh, did you?
Rechain of Memories? It's this fucking goddamn card battle system that Kingdom Hearts Rechain it. Freaking Nomura thought, oh, it's cool to have each Kingdom Hearts game different from one another. So I mean, I'm
Mm,
not too upset about it. Like it refreshes the series all the time, except for
mm,
358 days over two. That's actually pretty different from like other Kingdom Hearts titles, but still, I mean, it's
yeah,
very stressful, very very stressful. Um, and then there
no
was actually
question.
another time in the critical mode where I fucking raged quit on that too. I didn't really rage
Mm,
quit. It was just to the point where I was like super unleveled to fight the first boss of the goddamn game. And if you're wondering, it's Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. So
mm.
that's
Yeah, no,
that.
I haven't rage quit really since I started playing Dark Souls. It's increased my patience.
Oh yeah. I mean, when it comes to Dark Souls, it's I mean, like
You
it
have to be
depends on your mood, honestly, or what mood you're
right.
fucking in. So,
Mm. The one thing I'm
oh,
not patient with is farming the Proof of Concord cap.
hold on a minute. This is actually perfect. This is. I feel like I'm in a talk show. So like, let me go ahead and play something that like I love the hell out of this series, and I feel like I'm him for a bit. So hopefully you remember this. Hopefully everybody else does. God damn it, phone! Do you really want to feel him? My attorney, habeas corpus, the attorney, Harvey Burton, attorney at law.
Oh, that show.
Fucking love that show.
I never watched it.
You love it, but you've never watched it. Okay.
No, I know it. I didn't say I love it. I know it because of the name, but yeah, I never watched it.
Alright. That and Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Okay, this is a gaming fucking stream, and we're not talking about games. We're talking about games, and we're going back and forth between other shit. So, we need to actually... God damn it, what was I about to say? I guess. You want memes? You're talking about memes, Anthony? No. Anyway, let's officially start. We're like, what are we in right now? We're 6 minutes in. So let's begin this freaking scene.
I haven't done shit.
The one thing that this is actually kind of distracting. Okay. Gaming memes. We'll probably get to that another time. Well, the first topics today on this goddamn podcast are HD remasters. Now, HD remasters are, for some reason, to a lot of people, the biggest frustration in the gaming community, and I really don't know why. I mean, but at the same time, you got to look at it between 2 points of views. People want new games, but at the same time, these games are getting remastered and brought over to new consoles for people who've never played those games before. Drunk, in your opinion?
Oh yeah, I like that idea. I mean, it's not. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a waste of a game," blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It's not everybody's gonna go back and buy a PS3, so it is kind of nice to have that.
Exactly. I mean, I wish I still had my PS3. I'd still be playing Saints Row 2 right now, probably Red Faction Gorilla. But I can't actually have the opportunity because my PlayStation 3 got fucked up. Which, just in case anybody was going to comment saying that, oh, see, this is why PS3 is a shitty console. No, it was pretty much primarily my fault. And Spider Blaster Gaming says, so what do you think about the Rally the Troops trailer for Destiny 2? I find it quite hilarious, actually. It pretty much brings a lot of character and a lot of, like, comedic tone towards Destiny. I'd never really played much of Destiny, so I can't really say which had any comedic tones. Although, what was the guy that had the robotic face? I don't know his name. I didn't play too much of Destiny. I don't remember much from it. But it was actually a pretty nice trailer. I'm not gonna play much of it. I might give it a shot, maybe. Clyde 6, is that his name? Clyde 6? Okay. But yeah, I might give it a shot. I mean, I think the beta's coming out. I don't know if you have to put in a code for it or not, but or you could just actually, it's open to play it. But I'd give it a shot and probably stream it if it is like an open beta. But going back to the topic of HD remasters, what really opened my eyes to remaster because number one, when God of War 3 got its like HD remaster for the PlayStation 4, I looked at it like the game was already good looking on PS3. I mean, what else was there to remaster for the PS4? Back and forth with that. But of course, the gaming community, the gaming company that is Naughty Dog, opened my eyes to remasters because apparently, so from what I've read, 90% of PlayStation 4 owners never played the Uncharted series. Some of those guys coming over from Xbox or coming to the PS4 And this opened up a variety of new games that was on the PlayStation platform for other generation consoles. Oh my god, what am I trying to say? For new users of the PS4 to play.
Mm,
So like it's kind of like you
like
got to
The
look at
Last of Us.
exactly.
I
I never
never would have known about that game. That was actually the first game I bought for the PlayStation 4, and I had no idea it even existed for PS3 until I heard like, oh, remaster. Okay, wait a minute, this is an old, you know.
yeah, I never.
So
It was lucky for me to actually see that The Last of Us actually came to the PS4 because I never actually got to finish much of The Last of Us on PlayStation 3. Uh, I was at the level where they just got like Ellie joined the group or was with was when she joined the group, and I that's where I stopped playing it at that point right there. I wanted to go back and finish it, but I just never got the chance to. So thank God, The Last of Us came to the PS4. And
you, oh my god, that was such a good game.
oh yeah, I saw that at E3 Spider Blast Gaming. God of War out there. Well, they don't have a number. It's not really said if it's God of War 4, but I'm pretty sure it's God of War 4. I have not played God of War 3 in a while. The last time I ever really played God of War was on like back in I think it was first came out in 2010. Oh man, those were the days on PS3. I'm not gonna lie to you right there. Oh, Corey, what's up, man?
I honestly think they should do more. There's so many games that I liked that I kind of want to play again, or some that I'm like, oh, I wanted to play that, or I'd like to play that, but oh, it's for PS3, you know?
Right.
So I kind of want them to do even more than they're already doing.
Yeah, well, Jack and Daxter, was it? I think Naughty Dog recently announced the Jack and Daxter series are getting remastered. That's coming to PS4. Crash, that's coming out this summer. Like, guy, people have to understand that HD remasters are not a bad thing. It it helps expand for people who've never played these classic games. A lot of people talk about these classic games. A lot of people never really played these classic games, and here they are getting. I mean, Crash Bandicoot's getting a ground up remaster, and you should check that out, Drunky, if you ever get the chance.
Mm,
Check out the trailers or like the graphics comparison, like where they like remaster all of this going on.
mm. I think they should bring, it doesn't have to be a remaster, but they should bring Portal 2 to PlayStation
Ah,
4. That was
Portal.
an amazing game. Oh
I've
my God.
heard I've heard a lot about Portal. I
Mm.
never got a chance to go around and play it.
I played it on the PS3 and it is awesome. There are very few video games that are successful in their ability to insult the player, but they did this. Just look up GLaDOS Portal 2 insults or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she is a bitch.
I've
And she
actually
just
seen
insults you
a
constantly.
couple of gameplay clips of Portal, and like there was this one person who did this whole animation, like a very good animation of the Portal characters, and I think I don't remember the guy. Let's talk about why Kingdom Hearts is bad. Crystal, get the hell out of here with that. You know Kingdom Hearts is the greatest gaming series of all time, and I'm not even going to sit there and just argue with that. So, well, I would, but like I know you're just kidding around. I'm 14 and my parents allow me to play God of War. Also, I edit my videos now. Oh, that's cool, man. God, I mean, I'm pretty sure you have a good tolerance of like a good understanding. So, I mean, it's not going to be that bad. I guess there's also going to be another Banjo Kazooie, except it's going to be called something else. Why would they rename Banjo? Banjo Kazooie. Oh God, the history of that game. I want to play it again so badly. Anyway, um, but yeah, to end off this one little topic saying as a fucking motorcycle goes like right down the road unnecessarily fast, like That's how people die, you know. But HD remasters, people have their own opinion. I can understand that. Some people are tired of HD remasters. I mean, um, Kingdom Hearts, like on the game I'm playing right now, it was remastered two separate titles on PS3, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and Kingdom Hearts 2.5, and then they ported it over to the consoles for Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5, just with like better graphics and like 60 frames per second. So I mean, you know, like you gotta understand in HD remasters, you gotta some people who say that HD remasters are a waste of time. Like, people say you need to go play the originals. Well, not everyone's gonna have a PS2 or a PS3 again. I mean, hell, I got my PS2, but I don't have any parts to it for some fucking reason. I don't even have a freaking PS2 controller. Thank God I still have my freaking memory card. So that kind of
Right?
actually.
Oh, right. I forgot about the fucking memory cards.
How can you forget
That
about the
was
memory cards, Driaki?
it
No.
was torturous. I think I blocked it out
It was how was it torturous? How was the memory card torturous?
because they were always filling up.
Really? I've had so many save files from Kingdom Hearts 2 and different save files for like so many games. Like I don't understand like how do you.
Well, I mean, there were five of us playing on one console.
Oh, God.
I've got three brothers and one sister, so we
Oh
all
God.
had to share one PS2.
That must have been hell on earth.
Yeah,
Oh God.
it's pretty fucking bad.
I
Oh.
I mean, God, I just cannot imagine that shit right there. Um,
Mhm.
the one thing, um, but still, like some people think for themselves when it comes to HD remasters. The same actually went for the Kingdom Hearts. There was actually a person in the community who was complaining about the HD remasters and all that shit. And you gotta understand, as you said, not everyone's gonna have a PS3 again. A lot of people trade it in their PS3s to get a PS4. They don't have that anymore. But then again,
Mhm.
that person knows like they're gonna eventually bring it to the PS4 in due time. So
Right.
that's that.
Some.
And final opinion, to me, HD remasters are not a bad thing. We really do need to welcome HD remasters to like the next generation consoles. People can play the classic games that were on the PS1 or PS2. I mean, look at that. Hopefully, the Ratchet and Clank collection does come to the PS4 so I can play 1, 2, and 3 again. Um, Jack and
Right. Like
Daxter, that's coming. Huh?
if they keep making new consoles without reverse compatibility, if you have discs and you don't have digital copies, you're going
True.
to be able to play your old stuff anymore. And I think that's an issue. Like, you should have been able to, like, if you had a disc on your PS3 and then they had it digitally, you should be able to get it or something. I don't know. It's just frustrating to like have to buy new ones all over again. So I can kind of see where people are a little upset, but it was all to do with the whole reverse compatibility thing. There is none between PS4 and PS3. So if they continue with that, like yeah, I hope they keep up with just having digital copies of stuff so that you can go back and play the older games.
Right. And funny thing actually, about that PS3. I don't know what's up with PlayStation though. I mean, they had it right with the PS2, and then when it comes to the PS3, they kind of fucked it up in between there. You missed Jack and Daxter. Well, I mean, Corey, they are bringing Jack and Daxter remastered to the PS4, so I mean that kind of takes care of that for you. Um, like I don't know, like it. This actually moves me to my second topic for on the podcast. The PlayStation fails so badly at backwards compatibility. I don't know why. It just seems like next generation just are so tight assed about having to play old games on a newer console. Um, on PS3, from what I remember, the PlayStation 3's first model, the fat PS3, I think it was the 40 gigabyte. I think
Hmm.
it had to be the 40 gigabyte console. I think because that's what actually I had to like use that for a bit, and I was so surprised that they actually had like freaking like I can actually play my PS2 games on a PS3, and I
Yeah.
actually saw that it was the original first model of the PlayStation 3, and apparently
Yeah.
that only model
Weird.
was the only console model for PS3 that can actually play backwards compatibility games with PS2. I don't
Mhm.
know why later down the line when the newer models of the PS3 came out, I couldn't do backwards. Oh god, I'm being tongue tied. Backwards
That's why if you
compatibility.
have an old PlayStation 3 console that is reverse compatible, those are going for a lot still.
Oh yeah, I mean just so you can play PS2 games.
Hmm.
The weird thing though was that the PS3 could actually play PS1 games, but it couldn't play PS2 games. That was pretty weird.
Really? I didn't
Yeah, it
hear about
did.
that.
Yeah,
Oh my
like
god.
the freaking I put a PS1 game to my PS3, my newer PS3 model, and the shit played. I
That is so weird.
like
I
I
never
don't.
tried that.
It's freaking crazy. I don't know why. Out of all the generation consoles, the like old school generation PS1 games work on the PS3. But then again, um, they were bringing the PS2 games, well, the only popular PS2 games, to the PlayStation Store, and you would have to buy those and
Yeah.
download them.
Yeah, I
I mean,
remember that.
I guess so, but there are so many other PS2 games that were like, like they're like just as popular as the ones that are only on the PSN store. But still, it's come on. Yeah, you remember when I showed you that, Corey? But I mean, like, it also goes back to the first topic. Like, I was also wondering, like, okay, like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were cult classics. Like, why aren't they on the PSN store? But then again, Square Enix are going to remaster all those games for the fucking PlayStation 3 in HD. So, um, the one thing about Xbox though that has it really going good, Xbox One, it has backwards compatibility, but I think it's limited to a little bit right now. I think Red Dead Redemption was announced for Xbox One reverse compatibility. I can't say backwards compatibility fast enough. I'll just go ahead and say what you say, Drunky.
Oh
Um,
my
I
god.
think
Like,
from what were you about to say?
yeah, no, I was just gonna like sidetrack real quick and say, what the fuck is up with Xbox and their names
I
for their shit?
oh my
First,
god.
you go like Xbox 360, and then you have Xbox One, and like, how is that helping grandparents buy like
Oh
consoles for their grandkids?
god.
They're gonna think like, oh, Xbox 360, that's got to be the newest one because it's a higher number, you know?
That would happen too. That
It
would
would.
happen. Not to mention Xbox One. A lot of people are going to be confused about the very first Xbox.
Right. And
So
then you've got like, what is it, Xbox Scorpio coming out now or
I
some
don't
shit like
know.
that. It's like,
Like
can't they? At least PlayStation's got it right. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and then the PlayStation 5's gonna come around at some point.
exactly. It's. I mean, they should have just went for the fan base like name that was given to them for like the next generation console, like back during like the third generation and everything, like this Xbox 720. Um,
Hmm.
they should just went with that. But like, I don't know.
All right.
Xbox
Um.
One, boo. That's right, Crystal. Boo Xbox. Xbox is
Yep.
garbage. We don't talk about Xbox here. Okay, no, but for real, what
Oh
else you
God, no.
say?
Got a Xbox One? Of course, no. You want to get a PS4. It's got its issues, but it's just better.
Like, I mean, I was trying to think for the topic to talk about this, but we talked about this before. Like how I felt. having a 360 for like a few months, like trying out something new. It it was such a fucking disaster. Not because of the games, but just physically and mentally. I could not play the 360 for a long period of time.
It's a
Corey, if you're still in the
conspiracy.
chat, I'm pretty sure you're gonna bring this up too. You know it. You were there when I was going through my turmoil of like disaster of a PS3 player playing on a 360. It felt like I was cheating on my beloved PlayStation 3. I was seeing it behind its back. That's how it felt. I was having an
Oh,
affair with another console. And then she would fucking walk through the door and she sees a fucking Xbox 360 controller sitting right there in the bed. It's
yeah.
not what it looks like. It is not what it looks like.
Like,
I was confused.
just a month. I promise I'm coming back, baby.
Exactly. That's how it felt. Like seriously, true opinions right here. About the 360 or about Xbox in general. The months that I have played 360, I I really could not stay. I could not stay with Xbox at all. It's for many reasons. Number one, mentally and physically, it was it was messing with me. The fact that I wake up every morning, I look over to my TV, and then like around the stand, I see a fucking 360 staring at me in the face with its green one eye in the just the weird looking greenness. Like green is not my favorite color. It's my
No,
favorite
no.
color is actually blue and white
Yeah,
and
blue is the best.
or red, depending on what the controller I have. But
Mm.
you, and there's nothing wrong with a Wii. I wanted a Wii just specifically for Epic Mickey. Uh, when it comes to console, I'm probably a fuckboy because I'm always on different consoles. Uh, I call that what do you call that? A swinger. What do you call it for people who like just go to
Yeah,
like different
so
type of things or like yeah no Spider Blaster. I'm just I don't know. I'm just trying to fucking say stupid shit. But back to the whole consoles. I I couldn't it messed with me because for one thing I had dreams about PlayStation. I told Dronky about this. I'm gonna tell everybody here on this podcast right now. I had dreams. Like I was dreaming. I woke up in the dream. I woke up and I was looking around and I look at my shelf behind me and I see Uncharted with the fucking Xbox 360 box. And I'm thinking that's a sign that says, motherfucker, what the hell are you doing? Why are you with fucking Xbox? You should be playing some Uncharted right now. And then I had this next dream where all characters, Ratchet, Sly, Jack, are all running across a bridge and they're freaking and everything's just exploding around them. And I'm like this and I wake up feeling guilty. I wake up feeling fucking like I just did something wrong and it's not right. And at that one point I realized that I can mentally not be a Xbox gamer. I cannot mentally or physically own a 360. I would play it at a friend's house, but I cannot have it personally as like a needs in this freaking house. It's
mm,
crazy and it's dumb, I know, but it's the truth, and that's pretty much that with the 360. Moving
well,
on
see,
to the next,
Microsoft,
huh?
if I remember, they almost dumped the whole console thing after 360. And they're kind of scooting along, but they've lost so much, they're barely hanging on, and they don't have exclusives or anything, so
That's their own
I
fault,
don't
really.
see it going very far.
Like, I mean, what was it? Quantum Theory, Quantum Break. That's that was one of the exclusives, but that was a pretty. I mean, they botched that game actually, from what I've seen. They had a very nice concept, but they just didn't execute it properly. They really didn't. Um, the next Xbox, they if it were not for the fact that they tried to see this proves that Microsoft can get super fucking greedy. if they like
Hmm.
get too carried away. Because when the
Oh, they
Xbox
are.
One was announced, the following features that they announced were just so like, wow, are you serious? This is
Oh, they
what you're
pissed
doing
off
with the
everybody.
Xbox now? Like you're gonna try and force people to they tried to get rid of used games. You cannot deny that. They tried to
Oh,
end
yeah,
used
they.
games. They
And
oh
then
my
the Scorpio, have you heard the estimated price point? I mean, it's not confirmed by anybody really, but like the estimation's like $750.
no, it's not. No, that's
Yeah.
no. That I don't. But that
Yeah, like
no.
they
That
they want to
console.
try and get it down to 500, but like it's the technology in there alone. If they want to make any money, they have to sell it for 500 or more. They're trying to like outperform PlayStation and use that to sell the Xbox. So they've got a lot of really like good hardware in there from what I've been hearing, but it's just going to be so expensive.
Look, see, this leads me on to like a short topic after this. But look, I don't care how much frame rate the game goes, just as long as I can play the game and it functions right. I'm good. I'm not going to try and buy a fucking $4,000 PC so I can play fucking games the 60
Mm,
frames per second, the true gaming experience. No, I'm good with a controller and a console. Okay, that's
mm,
gaming how it was for me ever since growing up, and it's never felt me before in the past. Everything's been good. I don't have to go through all this. I don't have to save up like 2 years to get a fucking PC gaming and be bored as fucking not feeling right playing that at all. This
yeah, I've tried playing PC. Like I need to get that one program that allows you to use your controller, but if the game can't support controllers, then yeah, I'm screwed. I
Microsoft
can't.
almost shut down the servers for 360.
Hmm.
What?
That's what I'm saying. They like almost pulled all support.
Oh man. See,
Yeah,
this is
they
another
just
thing, which leads me to another reason. Okay, well, I was gonna say, let me just go ahead and finish off what I was gonna say earlier, so I can just go ahead and get this out the way. Number two reason why I can't stay with Xbox, it's boring. All right,
hmm.
like I'm not saying that like as like I'm a PlayStation guy. I'm saying that from experience. Xbox can does not have any fun or interesting games for me to play there. All right, I I was there struggling to find something to play. I I I was so upset at myself for getting this like for even just playing 360, and there was nothing for me to play on there. I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
play
heard
Gears of
it's the
War
issue.
because I'm sick. I played that enough with my brother when he had a 360. I'm never been a big fan of Halo.
Mm-mm.
That's it. Like at that time, I think those were the only two exclusive games. Well, besides Darkness and Saints Row One, I was actually kind of happy about that. I got to play the first Saints Row game for the very first time. Um,
Yeah. And then why would you buy an Xbox anyway? Because Microsoft is so wishy-washy. You don't know how stable it is. I mean, it's not like if you're going to invest in a console for 5 years or whatever, which is usually how long it takes between generations, why would you want to risk it with Microsoft, who's always going back and forth with stuff like, oh, it's not doing so well, we might just stop. Oh, like as Spider Blaster pointed out, shutting down the servers. Why would you do that? you know? And with all the online licenses for digital copies, how are you going to play your games? If they just decide to stop doing that.
it,
So, yeah.
that's that. I don't understand Microsoft sometimes. They just want money. That's
Mm-hmm.
all they want. Like you can't fucking doubt that. I need to make sure. Let me My brother when he had a 360. Hold on, I'm trying to see if your voice is never been a big fan of Halo.
I think my voice
Okay,
is
you're
coming
good. You're
through.
good. You're good. I heard you.
Cool.
Okay, that's out the way. Um,
Unless you blocked me.
no, no. That would be awkward for a
Because I
lot of
don't think
people
I'd be
watching
able
the
to talk
stream.
to you. They'd be
Like,
like, who are you talking to?
why are you so silent? I'm letting drunk. You talk. I can't hear her. No, fuck. God damn it. We're how many hours into this stream? Three? No,
Right.
35 minutes. All right. But like I was saying, like, I can't. Like, I don't want to be the owner of a console of a company that only thinks about money. That's
Mm-hmm.
that all. That's all they're thinking about. Like nowadays with these like PS4 and now Xbox Ones, like you can say that both companies are trying to get a little greedy with everything. I mean, Microsoft are always been greedy. PlayStation is trying like to mooch off of some things going on right now, which I really hate. But we'll
Mm-hmm.
talk about that in this
Oh,
podcast
and then
later.
developers, like with all this microtransation shit. I mean, I'm honestly, I'm so sick of that. I am
I
so sick of
oh my
that.
god, that leads me to
Used to
let it
be,
die.
you could buy a full game for like, I remember when they were $30, for a finished game at GameStop, brand new, $30. And then it kept creeping up and now it's at $60, right? But then you still had a finished game. You know what I mean? Like, if there were very few, um, you had that game and you didn't have to worry about anything, and DLC was almost unheard of, and then all the digital thing got pushed way a lot more, and then now all of a sudden it came to DLC, then they would cut bits out of the game and then save that for DLC later. That used to be the issue. Now that's just like that's all the time,
And DLC used to
and
be sorry for interrupting,
like
but
extra. It wasn't like a piece from the game that's missing. And now they just it's like all that plus like ridiculous bugs on launch, Mass Effect Andromeda,
uh
and then
my face is
and
tired.
then right, and then you got microtransactions on top of that. I just paid $60 for this.
That's I mean I can understand free to play games, I
Mm-hmm.
guess a little bit, but it's still like nerving. Corey
Yeah,
said I
like Warframe. That made
like
sense.
the fact that they said the PS Plus would have more free AAA title games, and they don't even do. Oh my god! Don't even get me
Oh no,
started
they
on
don't.
that. I
Jesus,
get
it's
it.
just
It's like
platformer crap.
a lot of people say, "Hey, it's a free game. Don't complain." But they promise AAA games, so we have the right to
Mm-hmm.
complain. And they're giving us two free games, but most of them are indie titles. They're
Oh,
not
and most
AAA.
of them are pretty not good at all.
I mean, I did enjoy some of them. Stories: The Path of
Mm-hmm.
Destinies was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed that personally because I like the whole cartoony thing. Um, but still, like you promised AAA games and you really are not living up to that at all, Sony. You really need to do something about that. But
Mm-hmm.
uh,
No, now they're just discounted if you're lucky
I
and catch it at the right time. Like I caught the only reason that we have Dishonored 2 right now is because I was just bored as and no none of my friends were on. I was so bored. I was like, I can't stand this farming for the Concord kept anymore. So I was looking in there and I was like, oh, Dishonored. Oh, that looks interesting. Never heard of that before. Yeah, I lived in a bubble, and so I was looking around. I was like, oh, hey, free. Oh, it's a demo. Played the demo. Really substantial demo, by the way. 3 hour demo. Um, and turns out it was on sale for like half price. It's a year old, still going for $60, but got it for half price, which is nice. So yeah, enjoying that right now.
I've never really played the first Dishonored. Uh,
Yeah, I haven't either.
So kind of, I'll try out both games though. I mean, you did say that I think Dishonored one was on PS4, so I'll probably go ahead and pick them up. But
Yeah,
but I'll pick up Prototype 1 and 2 first. I had to get that. Um, we kind of really got off the topic, didn't we?
yeah, we
I
did.
expect that a lot, guys. By the way.
Yeah, we do
Um,
that.
but anyway, back to what we were saying. I actually kind of forgot what we were talking about. Microsoft.
So about
Like I
money.
understand it was for something to do with Microsoft, but oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't be the console owner of a company that really tries to get this too much money out of their customers. The number one fact that like when Xbox One was announced, I I it really got me scared for the future of the gaming after that at first. Um like I mean that DRM shit was just scary as fuck for a while. I thought, okay, this is the end for GameStop and used games. This is the end of just about anything that sells games. Shit, like used games are gonna be fucking dead, and like it was just so much stuff was just playing around in my head. And
Mm,
I mean, they didn't do it. They ended up not doing it, thanks to the Xbox One community's voices being heard. But that still doesn't change the fact that this was something they were about to do. They
oh
were
yeah,
about to
they.
try and kill used games and get more money. Like a DRM on top of Xbox Live?
Mm,
$59?
yeah.
Come on now. Microsoft. I know you guys are greedy as shit, but that was just wrong. You tried to kill used games. That's not
Oh,
fucking right. And number three, number third reason why I'm never probably well, I'm not going back to Xbox One at all. There's it's boring as shit. I think that was the first thing I said, right?
mm, I think you lumped it in with two before,
Oh,
but it is kind of its own thing. It is boring, you
I
know.
can't. It's
Halo
like
can play.
PlayStation. Like I, they have PlayStation right now is pretty much the best way to get the best exclusive games that are coming to the console right now. So,
If I was getting paid 500 an hour, I wouldn't ever look at YouTube ever again.
quick question. Oh wait. Oh shit. If you were being paid 500 an hour, but you had to quit YouTube, would you do it? An hour? Oh God. Um.
For how many years? For how long? For one day?
Oh my God. That's kind of hard. I kind of. Damn. I mean, as a content
Depends.
creator, that's kind of hard. I like doing YouTube, but $500 an
Oh,
hour?
come on, 500 an hour? Yeah, you
Damn. Like I can
five
them.
years? Yeah, like yeah, if I got
No.
500 an hour as a regular job, 40 hours a week for 5 years, yeah, I'd if you wanted me to never watch you or be on YouTube ever again, sure.
All right. I would. I probably would have to go for that, especially since I have family that need like who we really
Right.
desperately need things right now. So I probably would have to go do it. And then you get paid 250 every week for life. For life, 250 every week? Damn,
Yeah,
that's a
I'll do
fucking
it.
okay.
I take the
Here we
job
are
you
talking
say.
about Microsoft being greedy, but here we are saying let me fucking do all this shit.
Hey,
We are
that's
hypocritical
different that we're
bitches.
not multimillionaires, all right?
I'm gonna sleep my ass off for 500 an hour. I just saw that one of my
Nah,
friends just made him.
I'm going over to Europe,
Oh man.
helping out some friends pay off their mortgages and stuff.
Oh yeah. I would. That's the way to help the family. I'll probably have to go and do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Microsoft's that's done. Okay. We talked about PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility. Talking to freaking scrubs. Crystal, you are one of those scrubs. Why are you trying to exile yourself out? Oh, am I on top of my fucking? Okay, good. I'm not. All right. The next topic. What am I got right here? Oh,
Ooh, wrote shit down.
oh yeah. Professionalism now. Gotta do that now.
And I'm just sitting here playing Dishonored like do 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 do. I'm hungry.
Well, you
Like, are
mean I
you
know
ready?
you.
Like, nope, I'm eating.
Okay. This is actually something you brought up earlier. Unfinished games.
Ugh. Ugh.
I don't under
Just
see. I
just
got
look at social
so
media now. Look at how many games in the past, like since freaking August last year.
this is
Oh man.
embarrassing. This is really embarrassing to talk about, honestly. Like, I mean, like, our like, oh my god, dude, like, god damn it, like, I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda. Leo, what the
Oh,
hell am I doing right now? I ain't playing to Let It Die tonight. uh, like, I mean, I heard that Mass Effect Andromeda had 40 million in like
right.
a long development time. How do you fuck that up?
It wasn't it like 5 years?
How do you fuck that up? I don't get it. Like, do you realize if like in the hands of the right people, that like 40 million would like they like would make the fucking best game it would probably be. I mean, remember that game? Let it no, not Let It Die. I was god damn it, god damn it. Remember that game, Ride to Hell Retribution?
Mm-mm.
Look it up. As a matter of fact, look up Angry Joe's review of that game when you get the chance.
Okay.
How do you let games like that out to the public? It was obvious that that game was not
No.
finished. The graphics look like something from 2006 early PlayStation 360 shit. No, not even that. Not even no. That's an insult to that early generation right there. Back from like 2001, even further than that, and it got released.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand that like some games like I don't
Yeah. Well,
I just don't understand how people fuck up like this. I don't. I don't know like people like developers have the intention of making a good game. Like
right.
but games like you got to understand in this day and age we should not be having like I swear to God if we ever had
That
a time
would be
machine
so amateur.
like if we take a game from this day and age and go back in time to people who are playing like PS2 or early
Right.
original Xbox shit, and you look at the graphics today, and you see how shitty it is, and we tell them it's from the
Mhm.
new generation console. Like, god damn, dude, that's
Like the
fucking
textures
crazy.
and skins are better, but the detail in like movement
Oh,
and
what's going on, James?
believability, like just basic art stuff, and like what Williams said is like, yeah, they did an update. It looks because they made the eyes look more realistic, but you can't fix shit writing, and you can't fix shit body language, and you have to go in and rework the foundations of the game in that respect.
All right.
And they just fucked up so much that the patch that they did, it didn't even fix the cinematic stuff. It's still messed up because it's like, if you want to watch a really good, very thoughtful, like not so much review but critique of Mass Effect Andromeda, I would highly recommend watching. I just found this guy. He's awesome. His name is Yong Ye. He's this Asian guy who's like really, really in depth with stuff, and he really like goes into it and is like, okay, this is what I think is the problem, and he points out like they may have fixed this, but they didn't fix this, they didn't fix this, they didn't fix that. Really awesome YouTuber. But
I'll be sure to look them up.
mhm. His outro's really cringy though.
Oh man. Uh, but look, did like you know, looking back, I mean, like games like this shouldn't like you had like if you need to push back a game, push it back
Just
to
do
work on
it.
it.
Yeah.
Imagine if Bloodborne didn't get pushed back. Imagine if Grand Theft Auto
Right.
5 didn't get that long, like extended pushback till I think it was supposed to come out in March, but it got pushed back to September. Imagine if
Right.
that didn't get pushed back. Games
Right.
need time to be worked on, and this gets me to think about Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is without a doubt, and as a fact, by the way, it was one of the most anticipated games in gaming history. And a lot of people really want to see news and gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I understand what Nomura is doing. Hell, he even said it himself. He hated the fact that he showed the trailer back in 2013 for Kingdom Hearts 3. But like he wanted to show people that this game is being worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Games need time as long as they need to be worked on. You can release bits of information here and there, a couple of screenshots, but it needs to be worked on. You just cannot shove games out there and not be finished.
Right.
It's like it games just they can't be rushed either, and yet some developers just don't understand. I don't know if it are the publishers or the developers. You
I
can't
think it's a
rush.
combination. Like, I think the publishers are putting pressure on the companies, and they're putting out like the trailers and release like information, like, hey, it should be coming around, March of 2016 or 2018 or whatever. And so, and then you've got that, but I think they're jumping the gun a little bit, and then you've got fans who are like, oh my god, this is coming out, and then they start putting out pressure, and I think it's mostly now to sell pre-releases because you didn't that wasn't so much of an issue before pre-release purchasing, and now it seems to be like a constant, and so you have all this pressure from impatient fans and the publishers, and then they just feel rushed to get it out, and then they do, and then it's a mess, and you get a lot of backlash, which is unfortunate. And like, I don't know about any of you guys listening, but whatchamacallit there, No Man's Sky, that cured me of
Mm.
ever pre-buying anything ever again. I did like Mass Effect and whatchamacallit there, Dragon Age, those series. And normally we would have bought, pre-bought Mass Effect. See it? And yeah, I'm so happy we didn't, but if people stop like freaking out on the hype train and stop, um, pre-buying stuff, might work out a little bit better if like For Honor, right? You hear a game's gonna have microtransactions and stuff, just don't buy it, because then they're not gonna make any money, and they'll realize that, oh wait, it might be a bad idea to start making these games because none of them sell. You know, we have a lot more power than these companies think we do.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, people could
and if
just.
we all just get on the same page with each other, no matter our disagreements, then we can have an effect on stuff.
Yeah, look what happened on Xbox and DRM. Like, I mean, when that first thing
Hmm.
came around, people that was the first time that anybody really, as I seen it, band together and say, no, we do not want this shit on our console. We
Hmm.
want to play this without having to worry about anything. And look what the fuck they did.
Right.
They changed it.
Yep.
Good thing I didn't pre-order that. um,
Right.
I mean, I still really do pre-order a lot of my games unless I know it's going to be good. I mean, I think the
Well, there's
Persona
some
5
publishers, right, like Naughty Dog. I trust them. You know what I mean?
Insomniac, I do the same thing with them. Sucker Punch,
Right. And then like anything from FromSoft, like, yeah,
kinda actually. I mean,
kind of. Well, Bloodborne was awesome.
True,
I don't
true.
think anybody's going to argue that the Soul series was not awesome, you know?
Mm,
So, my experience with From Software has been really good. Depending on the type of game that they release next, is it my genre? Is it something I'm interested in? Um, if it is something I'm interested in, like, oh, hey, that would be really cool. Like, I would love to see them doing some kind of time dimension-y, like, weird something, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'd pre-order that because it's made by From Software and they know that they don't rush stuff. Like, look at Miyazaki. They're working on games, but we barely know anything. You can't
mm-hmm.
get hyped about what you don't know, you
Right.
know?
Like
And sorry.
oh, they did like well, they did actually no, 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 it was not something else. Like take examples for God of War and Last of Us 2. God
Mm-hmm.
of War was announced like think back in 2015, I think 2016, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and they haven't said a thing about it ever since then. They showed gameplay. I mean, the game's looking good so far, but they kept quiet about it ever since then. Last of Us 2, same exact thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what they need to do is that honestly, it's getting to the point where the gamers know more how to like to deal with games than the freaking actual developers themselves in terms of pacing, in terms of like knowing
Mm-hmm.
how to like to patiently do things. Like it's
Right.
it's kind of sad actually, but like
That's why I think a lot of the pressure's coming from the publishers, you know? That or like what is it, BioWare having that issue of they can't keep people. The work hours are so horrible that they can't keep high quality coders and game developers, like game employees who I don't know what the title is, but they can't keep them because the work hours are crap and they don't pay very well, So they're going to other places, and those other places typically are the companies that either self-publish, like Bethesda, or um, or some other higher quality companies that don't have that pressure, like Naughty Dog and stuff. So you just kind of, as a gamer, you kind of forget about that. Oh wait, there is The Last of Us 2 somewhere, but you're not thinking about it every day because it's not in your face every day.
exactly, and that leads me to that also like reminds me of the Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, to be honest, like that's also been in development for since 2010, or announced in 2013, and we've been getting kind of bits and bits of information about it.
Mm,
Like, I'm sorry if I have to keep bringing up Kingdom Hearts here, but like it's pretty much on the same topic of like what we're talking about right now in terms of like development and trying to keep quiet about a few things and stuff. But I mean, we've
yeah.
seen a bit of gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3. They're like I think through Jump Festa around I think 2014 or 2015. Like honestly, I think they really should have kept quiet about the game a little longer. I know that a lot of people are anticipating it. I know they want to show it to like get the fans hyped up a bit for it, but they kind of messed up showing the trailer a little too early. As I said before earlier, they like the more admitted himself that they showed the trailer too early. Uh, and now people are getting frustrated. People are like getting aggravated about them. When are we going to see more Kingdom Hearts 3 news? When are we going to like get like a certain release date or release window? Or when are we going to get at least something to tell us that like want to get us hyped and get our hopes up for Kingdom Hearts 3? And that's pretty much what, like the consequences of Square Enix and Tetsuya Nomura himself about Kingdom Hearts 3 with the development, the gameplay, just something to get their hopes up. So
Yeah.
that's that's pretty much the consequence of showing stuff way too early. And
Yeah. And I think it also leads to the character of the company, right? Because, like, when people hear something, and I see you're bringing up Kingdom Hearts, I keep bringing up Naughty Dog. When
exactly,
people hear something from Naughty Dog, they don't expect them to be releasing information because they don't. They've established that long ago. They just don't. And so everybody's like, well, we shouldn't expect anything from Naughty Dog because they've never done it before, and I don't. Why should they start now? Whereas like other companies, um, they put something out and they put something out again, and then they release sporadic information, and that keeps the hype up. And then, or if they used to, and then all of a sudden they're quiet, it makes people antsy because they're like, well, what's going on? They used to say stuff all the time, and with this game, they're not. Is there something wrong? You know? Um, so, yeah. And then you've got the No Man's Skies of the world that just overhype their own crap way
Mm-hmm.
too much.
Yep. That's
Oh,
that
the
also
largest.
reminds me of the gaming disaster year that was 2014. Oh my God, that was a bad year for gaming in terms of like big development. Or like Destiny 2 was looked down upon. Titanfall absolutely just failed. Oh, oh, right. Evolve. That's another game that was overhyped by the developers and it ended up being fucking crap. Dude, I felt so bad for those guys too, man. Like, but then again, that's what you get for overhyping the game. Like you can't what developers need to understand is that never overhype your games. If you promise all of this shit, they're gonna be
You better
really
have it.
expecting it, and if it's not
Hmm.
there, then like gamers are gonna be disappointed. Like
Right?
never overhype your games. Like not to mention lie about shit too. Like what
Hmm.
Hello Games did with No Man's Sky. Like hold on a minute. Have you ever heard of a game called Life of Black Tiger?
Mm-mm.
No, James. Or what is that? Well, if I haven't, so tell us about that. But like, I mean, it's really bad that you really have to lie about and overhype your game just to get stuff to sell.
Right.
That makes people like very timid about buying games. I mean,
Hmm.
unless you.
That, or if you have a franchise, like a series, like in the case of Dark Souls and Mass Effect and Dragon Age and established things, you better make sure that your sequels are much better than the previous,
Mm,
because like Mass Effect 3, their eyes were better, everything. Like, I mean, the skins weren't as good. The stuff wasn't as good as far as like, okay, the lighting's perfect, that everything looks more realistic, that's static, but at least the body language was right, the eyes were right, stuff like that. So you better make sure that if you're doing a series and people know your work, it better kick ass and get constantly better, not go backwards in time.
oh yeah, that's I've seen that happen with a lot of games. I mean, I've also seen that
Uh,
happen with games that just didn't like get better at all. It just kept getting worse and worse throughout the sequels that kept coming. But you you really have to improve. Listen, like actually listen to what people say about their games. I mean, I don't think that like some developers listen at all. They just go ahead and just do the freaking absolute opposite of what people hated in the first game and do it worse in the second
right.
game. Well, literally, like, well, that's not even a word. Well, actually, I think it is. I don't think.
Literally.
God, I'm just gonna just ignore that entire word in general. Um,
Literally.
I know I can't. You know I can't talk for shit half the time. Um, you just can't just like improve lower, fix a little bit, but then the game itself is still broken. You cannot do that. And okay, what was another example of I think that was the Risen series. Um
Mm.
that game just kept like I mean they improve a bit but then just don't try at all with stuff.
Mm.
And another thing I want to talk since we're on the topic of developers, um the one thing I noticed throughout the years of paying attention to the game industry and developers is that there are a lot of sensitive and very timid developers who get so mad for no reason. I think there was
Mhm.
this like developers are getting more aggressive towards the gaming like community and players. Like some
Mhm.
people just can't take criticism. Some people just go overboard with so many things because of what happened with one game. And like you
Right.
can't do that, especially if you're the game developer. If you do that and you backlash out at the fans also, then just
That's a
don't even.
surefire way to lose your whole fan base.
Oh God, you will just might as well just quit being a game developer and just do a different career. Because you at that
Right.
point you do that, you put yourself on the map, and you will never be erased. You will just be there for fucking ever. People will know who you are, and then they will never buy your games. You
Oh yeah, that's
cannot.
one of the reasons why I got so pissed off at the Warframe developers with that whole slip up that Rebecca had at the E3 conference. She's like registered users. It's like, no,
You guys are
you
not
don't
understanding
call
what.
people that spend hundreds of dollars on your game that's a free to play to support you because they like you. You don't call them registered losers. You know,
And it's that.
that's just.
That also this. It also puts to what I said earlier. You are
Mhm.
losing the faith and trust of the gaming community. You cannot do that. You
Mhm.
can like, and you lose the trust. Just quit being a developer then, because once you lose that trust, you don't have any sales. I mean, you might occasionally have people who like pay to promote certain games or have never heard of these certain stories. You can go to them. I mean, it'll be there, but some people won't give a damn at all.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. That's just like you promote the horrible shit that's in the gaming community, and you make the gaming community look bad. The gaming community has had its fair share of horrible history as it is
Mhm.
between certain things. You are not helping by adding in to more bullshit.
Right.
It needs to
And I
stop.
think in general, gamers are pretty flexible and forgiving, and it feels like they're just abusing us and looking us like, a bunch of cattle to be milked, It's
Hmm.
it's really it's really off-putting. It's like, why why are we putting up with this crap from developers and all this stuff? I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent again, and I'm gonna
No,
start
no, we're on the
raging
topic of
about.
developers anyway, so just go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I just hate it how they think they can just like try and milk us, and it's like they're being sneaky about it too. It's
Mm.
like they're thinking like we're stupid and don't notice what they're doing. And it's like, no, no, we notice you trying to milk us. We notice all the microtransactions and all the crap that's put out unfinished games, and then you're trying to pawn off DLC that you just chopped off the game. It's like that was supposed to be in the game to begin with. Now we
Like
don't understand what's going on unless we buy the DLC.
yeah, like I mean DLC, like to me it used to be like stuff that was not be able to make into the final product of a game. And like we'll go
Right.
ahead and add that in later as like here was supposed to be, but we couldn't finish it in time. Here's like a little bit of what we're supposed to be in there. So I understood
Mm.
that. But now they're just purposely taking away this shit and fucking I don't fucking know, man. It's just I'm just so frustrated sometimes about this shit. It's just like you like why fucking do that, dude? Like why?
Because
Like
they're
I don't
looking at their bottom line and forgetting that we're not just numbers.
exactly. I mean, there are gaming developers out there who understand and love the fans and like treat them with respect and everything, but it's not right. I mean, I don't want to just I mean, sometimes I'm just like I love gaming. All right. I love just I mean, it's been a part of a lot of people's like childhoods and seeing it go down this path and seeing everything around us that we used to love just go down the shit is just I want to have faith that maybe in the future, shit will get better. But
Yeah, there's a small glimmer of hope, but mine's quickly fading.
yeah, guys, same here. Yeah. But we're getting off a depressive tone right now.
Yeah, I know, right? I just keep
Let's get
thinking
back to what we're
myself going
talking
back.
about. Like, let's be professional here. Let me sit up in my seat. Okay. All right. But anyway, back to what we were saying. About what you said about Warframe developer. A lot of
Oof.
people don't care for some reason. I don't see why. Like that, and that's how they take it. That's how they get it. She
Mhm.
could have said losers, and people still would have played the game.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what upsets me. But like, there's a lot of the developers like on the forums and stuff. They'll just ban you if you criticize them too much. They're mean.
The
And
Warframe, from what I've seen, like I met you on Warframe. I met
mhm,
Nasty. I met Zex, but I need to get some water later after this.
it used to be a good community, and then just a whole bunch of little shitheads started showing up, and the average player that you encounter in that game is an asshole. And then it
and
used to be a
just
strong community, and now it's not. It's just destroyed by partly by the developers constantly making greedy decisions within the game, and encouraging selfishness when it's a cooperative game. So they've gone down that route, and it's destroyed that whole game. She
mm-hmm.
I didn't know about any other games because I was playing Warframe for 2 years every day. I have almost 1,000 hours logged in that game. Spent about $200, $300 on that game. For what? To be treated like shit? I know a guy who spent over, well, close to 1,000 or more on that game. He bought every single Prime Access,
No,
everything,
hold on,
and
Johnny. You can go ahead and tell that story. I'll be right back and get some water.
okay. Yeah, so my friend he spent almost $1,000 on that game, and somebody hacked his account. DE tracks platinum, which is the in-game currency that you can spend real money on, to get specific things, and they track the plat. So if you steal from the developers, they know who did it, and they will come after you, and they will ban your IP. Well, he told them that basically, and this is a guy who spent a lot of money on this game. They're like, yeah, sucks to be you. They deleted all of his warframes that were like every single one of them, all of his stuff, all of his weapons. It's obnoxious, and I can't support a company that's that selfish and doesn't care about their fan base. Somebody who spent over $1,000. I don't know anybody that spends that much on a game.
I can imagine how he felt.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No, he was completely betrayed by another player in the game on top of the developer.
that. Now you see, I don't. You see, I just don't understand how a developer who you should feel motivated. You should
Mm-hmm.
feel you should feel happy and like this is a community that trusts us. The least I can
Right.
do is show that trust back. But no,
Yep.
they're like,
Now it's all just scammers on there trying to get plat and scam each other with like, oh God, you go into the trade chat and it's all like, hey, I have these PS4, game currency cards. Come buy them. And it's just like a magnet for scammers now. It's horrible.
oh
So
my
bad.
god, that's
And had he stolen 5,000, he had almost 5,000 platinum because he bought every single Prime pack and all the extra stuff that came out every 6 months. So that's like every 6 months he's spending like $200, you know, for years. And so he had over 5,000 plat. If he had stolen that from the developer, the guy would never be able to ever play Warframe ever again. so they know where his money went. Anyway, sorry, it pisses me off a lot.
No, that needed to be said. It needed to be said.
Mm,
Um, I was never really into Warframe. My experience with the game was okay. I mean, I kind of got Destiny vibes from it, though, kind of.
yeah, it is a weird game when you look at it objectively. It is so strange.
Um, the concept, yeah, I tried to follow the story, but I quickly lost interest, and soon I forgot there even was a story in that game.
Yeah, there's
Um,
really not much of a story.
introduction was to the community was cool. I met some pretty nice people. Mostly from your
Mm,
side, though, in your clan. You tried to get me to join your clan at one point, but I kind of got late to it every single time. That was before we barely even really personally knew each other any well enough.
right.
Um,
And then
and
everything just fell apart.
and I just started meeting jackass after jackass and scumbag after scumbag. And at that point, like I was
Mm,
like, well, Marcus, why aren't you playing Warframe? Because the community, anybody who plays that game are complete jackasses and need to fucking quit the game because the game is
right.
shit anyway. It was always been shit, probably. I know it wasn't, but personally, drunk, that's how I just
Oh, it
see
was
it.
a hell of a lot worse. It was a hell of a lot worse. I tried playing it and I totally forgot. Like years ago, I think only a year after it had come out or so, and because they just celebrated their 4 years, so I think it was year one. I tried playing it and I couldn't get into it. The mechanics were horrible. It was weird. I couldn't get over the fact that nobody had a face. Um, yeah. And then later I got into it. They'd fixed some of the issues and met some people, had a great community before it got splintered and destroyed by selfish other assholes who we were trying to connect with. It was a mess. And for a short time it was great because we had our own little bubble, with Z, with Alec and a whole bunch of us. We were just a really tight knit, little family, and it was great. We did everything together until we let some assholes come in and just broke us all apart.
I just, and you know something, that one dude that was in Alex's party talking about the fucking forehead. At that point when he said that, I was like, he had to be one from that shitty ass community from Warfare. And like, you know what, drunk, I will see you later, peace. And I bailed out that fucking party before I roasted him.
Who?
Before I
Wait,
roasted his ass.
was it
Like
that
serious.
Aussie guy?
I think it was.
That guy is such a dick.
I like talk about a forehead, bitch. I will headbutt you with my forehead, motherfucker, dude.
Right?
I don't. I know he was just talking about what he didn't like, but that was so stupid. Like, why?
No, that guy was.
I'm like saying, like, how do you hang out with? I was about to say, oh my god, like, how do you hang out with people like that? Come
Right.
on, like, why? Why would you hang out with people
But
like
he,
that?
he pushed himself on us. That guy was in a clan. Um, I met somebody else, and nice person, really nice person. And his name was like, I think part of his username is James or James something or other. So James was a nice guy. Met him and got introduced to this clan where that Aussie guy was. And from the minute I he heard that there was a girl talking, he just wouldn't stop. I never heard
Oh
from
my
James ever again. It was always this Aussie dude, like fucking injecting himself in the conversation, talking over everybody, claiming he was a feminist, but then being a dick towards women. It's like, look, there's a difference between being a dick and being just a cool dude, and you're a dick.
I could not. So I could
Yeah.
no, I could not be
And
with
he'd
it.
say the most racist things on top of saying, I'm not racist. It's like, do you hear what you're saying? Oh my god.
What are you talking about, James?
No,
Same
not
guys
you.
who
Not
what?
you. Totally different James.
Huh. That's his name was James.
James something. His username was James something or other. I can't remember the rest of it, but it's not you in the chat right now, because I'm pretty sure that we're not friends on here.
Um, it's just like, oh my God, man. See, this is why I cannot get into Warframe. See, I just
Yeah,
don't
it was pretty rough.
understand why would people. I just like I'm sorry if I'm over exaggerating, but like I really wanted to get into Warframe. I did, but
Yeah,
like the community pushed me away from it. Like if this is what you put up
yeah.
with, the
That
this
was
is
it. It's as soon as the whole clan broke up, I was like, no, there's too many assholes. I mean, I lost my little family, and now it's done because everybody's a dick.
and then on top of that, Spider Blast just said something about YouTube. YouTubers are suing other YouTubers for more money. People are exploiting the copyright
Oh
system.
yeah. Oh
That will be
jeez.
talked about in the
That's a
YouTube
whole nother
podcast.
topic, a
Yeah,
whole nother
me and
podcast.
Dronky already established we'll talk about that in like a different podcast. But
that
we,
that's like a two-parter right there.
oh, definitely. Okay, we're kind of got on the topic of developers on Warframe and communities and everything. We're gonna have to just move on right now.
Take a deep breath,
Warframe will
calm
continue
down.
in the next gaming discussion, but right now let's just try and talk about something else. Not trying to lean on a topic too long. Um,
Right.
so next topic, microtransactions. Even though we just got through talking about Warframe,
Right.
but
Well, For
honestly,
Honor pissed me off. It's okay. Warframe, that's a whole different thing. Okay, Warframe is a free-to-play game, so they rely on microtransactions. The nice thing about that was you don't need to actually spend money on the game to get everything in the game.
right,
It's your choice. And because of that, because of how it used to have a good community and all the things that used to be great about Warframe is why we actually bought stuff from them to support them. Kind of regret it now, but that's a whole other thing. But then you've got For Honor, right? It's a $60 game with microtransactions in it.
and see, I can
That to me is
understand.
just so wrong.
Like that game is might as well has been free to play, honestly.
Right, it's not
Because
very
how
good.
you gonna have a AAA price, but then add in more microtransactions? And see,
Right.
games like Let It Die or Warframe or anything else that's on free to play right now, I can
Mm,
understand microtransactions because you didn't have to pay AAA prices for those games. You have the
hmm
choice to like get the microtransactions, but the put like you cannot see this should be illegal, really.
hmm
Um, you can't have AAA prices for games, then turn around and say, "Hey, you want to do this? You want to do that? You want to have this? You want to have that?" That will be what $5, please, $10, please. And
Right.
what the funny thing is, the same thing happened with Halo 5. They had microtransactions in their games. And it's fucking like this whole microtransaction shit is just so fucking dumb and it needs to go away. This is ruining gaming experiences. This is eating away people's money. People who work
hmm
hard for this money, like
hmm
just so we can like get better at the game,
Right.
survive at a
And like
game. Come on.
another issue I have with For Honor is like, okay, it's a $60 game, which is essentially a better rendered MMO. That's all it is. It's a really crappy game. It's like Paragon or one of those types of games. It's not very good. And there's no the story mode is crap. It's not amazing, and you're paying $60 for something that's usually that type of genre is like usually $20. You know what I mean? Because it is crappy. It doesn't take a lot of writing. It doesn't take a lot of thought and development by the developers compared to something like something like Dark Souls, which has a lot of thought put into it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. You know, I I've got so much play out of Dark Souls 3 for a $60 game. I've, I've definitely logged close to 400 or 500 hours in that game now.
Oh, I love seeing my hours on Dark Souls games. It just makes me so
Right?
happy for some reason. I don't know
It's
why.
not worth it.
a lot of people will look at that like, Marcus, what is wrong with your life? I'm like, no. See, this is effort.
This is my life.
Exactly. Uh, like this is actually leads on to it like okay, it actually doesn't, but
But we're.
microtransactions, like, it
Oh God,
doesn't
could you
really.
imagine Dark Souls with microtransactions?
No.
That,
I would hate it, but I would have to give up on the series after that.
yeah, me too.
Like,
I mean, that just kills it.
I don't care about what the deals are. I don't care. Hey, no, Marcus, it's okay. Like, if this is, see this right here, no, no, I'm not. I'm done.
It's like,
If this
you
comes
know, I
to,
just thought of this too. It cheapens the game.
it does.
I mean, if you think about that, any of the like AAA games that you know and love, right? And then just add microtransactions. All of a sudden, it comes out. It just has this impression of a cheap game, like like you just went to the worst Motel 6 ever in like Atlanta. You know what I mean?
You must have had a very good experience with that. But you really put some thought through that one.
No, I just like was trying to think of really bad areas and like or DC, like Motel 6
um,
in Washington DC. Oh God.
you know, I didn't want to try and like talk about this, but there are a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel who are basically from watching my Let It Die Let's Play. And a lot of people are
Mhm.
always asking me when's the next Let It Die video. You gotta understand. Let It Die, that is a game that, like, in the game, they make sure you spend your money on those death metals and the best weapons as possible. And I say it like the way they make the game, the way the enemies are, just how, just like the game itself punks you into buying it so you can come back and lose it. And that cycle
Oh,
is so evil. Like
yeah.
I mean, I appreciate people who did like my Let's Play of Let It Die, and I did say I'll try and do a video around that sometime. Starting Monday or maybe Tuesday. But people have to understand this game will punk you into microtransactions, and that's bad. I mean, if you see the way I suffer throughout that game, if some people actually watch my Let's Play, it is so bad, and the way they make it, it's so fucked up too. I
Hmm.
mean, it looks. I mean, at the same time, you get the hang of it. It's simple, but like you, I don't care if it's simple or how like sometimes how easy it is, or like, not to mention there's the fact that like in certain areas there'll be a difficulty spike. I mean, and
Yeah.
it kind of you got to put a lot of time into Let It Die. And sometimes if you're a new player, you'll get turned off from this game real quick.
Like
Trust
I
me.
did.
Oh yeah, you just gave it up like just immediately after playing like the first few
Oh
minutes
come
of it.
on. I played for several days. It wasn't immediately.
Spider Blaster, we'll see, dude. You hate Let It Die. Yeah, Crystal's not a fan of Let It Die. She can't stand that
Yeah, I
shit.
kind of saw it. Like, I kind of had like this little mini premonition about what you're talking about with the whole microtransaction thing. I was like, if you
Like
get
they're all
somebody who isn't as
drunk.
good as
They're
you are at playing, you're going to be relying on all that extra stuff way
like
more.
drunk, and you got to look at the store. Oh my god. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked at it for a while because I haven't even thought about playing a game. Because, like, I mean, I got Kingdom Hearts to worry about, and there was a Dark Souls 3 DLC. Persona 5 just dropped, and then there's some other games I gotta get coming out. I haven't thought about Let It Die in a while. I go back to the store, I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is just wrong. This is worse than microtransaction. I haven't seen Warframe store in a long time. I don't know how that's going out,
Right.
but
Like, I haven't been on Warframe for, geez, for a while now. But yeah, no, like, I wanted to like Let It Die. I really did.
I gave it a
Because
shot.
it was kind of quirky with the skeleton dude. It was so cheesy and kind of
I
funny,
liked
and
it.
it was
That's
really
why I liked it so
Japanese.
much. I mean, the characters are
Yeah.
pretty cool
And,
too. I wanted to see
oh,
this
jeez.
game through and through. Now, But
Hitler, dude. It's like, wow, okay.
I
I
don't know. Well,
wanted to like it.
I never understood Japan's obsession with Hitler. Sometimes I see him in animes for some reason, and it's just like, and then not to mention there was the
Yeah, it's so
original
weird.
Persona 2. Uh, but to the
But yeah, I
microtransaction
wanted to
thing,
like it, but just couldn't.
I mean, I understand a lot of people like my Let's Play of Let It Die. I gave the game a chance, and I played it for a long time, long
You know
time ago.
why? You know why they like it? It's so that we don't have to play it and we can just watch
I
you.
mean, the people who like watched it, they played the hell of it too. They even gave me a lot of tips on the game.
Nice.
This game that Let It Die, like you have the choice, but the game itself will force it upon you sometime, and people do it.
Mm,
People fucking do
yeah.
it. I mean, I only paid like $13 for like the 30 death medals, and that's pretty much all I did. But I
Mm,
like there are times where I'm like, oh god, people want me to play this game, but at the same time, I'm like, I just I
okay.
just don't
Set
want
up a
nothing to.
Patreon for it. So you want me
That's
to
what I
play
was
Let It
thinking
Die?
too.
Here you go. Just
That's what I was
Patreon for Let
thinking
It
too.
Die.
Like it's a fucked up thought, but at the same time, you want to see me play this game, you're gonna have to fucking donate some money to give so I can just buy it because I'm not spending my own money on this anymore.
Right. Well, that's the problem with microtransactions. It seems small, but when you add it all up, you're spending a lot of money over time. And it's because they seem small that people are like, oh, I'll just get this and oh, I'll just get that. And then you look back after a year and you've spent like $200-300 on the damn thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like way more than a $60 game, you know?
I mean, how honestly, it adds up to shit. If you actually think about it, it kind of adds up to like a AAA price every once in a while.
Mhm.
It really does. That's the fucked up thing
And then
about
it
like.
never ends is the problem. Whereas you can just buy a AAA game that doesn't have microtransactions, and if it's a good game, like I really like Fallout 4, I've gotten a lot of gameplay out of that. And
Mm-hmm.
now that they've got the mods available on the PlayStation, oh my god, it's even more fun. I went back and played it all again, you know? But that was just a one-time cost, and I don't have to worry about, oh crap, I ran out of, X amount of this thing that I have to do another microtransaction for it.
Right. Crystal. Japan like sometimes has Hitler. Like back, I think it was mostly due to the
So
old
weird.
school animes. Dragon Ball Z. What was it like? Fusion Reborn. Apparently, from what I remember looking up, I think Japan was kind of
Weren't
like
they
part.
allies
Yeah,
back in World War II?
yeah. That's pretty much why you see Hitler
Yeah.
sometime in those old school animes. Especially I think in Persona 2, he was a boss, or he was like taking the form, like some demon was taking the form of Hitler or something. And then there was
It's so weird.
some mangas they had Hitler in it. DBZ had Hitler in hell, and he was like revived. It's funny. It's funny as shit right there.
But it's like this weird kind of evil, but kind of funny, quirky at the same time.
Hmm.
It's this weird thing that they got with him that's just like, yeah, not like Western countries who are like, evil! They make him all quirky instead of all scary, you
Yeah.
know?
Um, Anime. I understand, man. And it's getting to the point where like I don't even want to come back. It's like gambling. You don't know what you lost until you
Hmm.
gain something. Uh,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Final thoughts on microtransactions. They are a problem. Sometimes they're not. It all depends on how the developer of the game or like the company of that game like handles it. Like Warframe, they handle microtransaction pretty good. People bought into microtransactions because they want to support the developer of that said game. Oh, excuse me. Let It Die. The game itself and the gameplay will fucking it will force it upon you.
Yeah.
It will
See,
like
that's
it like
there's different ways to do it, and you can do it well, and you can do it kind of cheapo, mean, which is what I think Let It Die's done, and then you can go the For Honor route, which I think is just a douchebag move. That should not be allowed.
microtransactions in AAA games do not need to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Free to play games, and this is something that like it's a fact. It only microtransactions only have the right to be in free to play games. All right, that's just how I
Yes.
see it because they like
Yep.
it's
If you
free
have
to
to pay
play
for the base game,
and everything
no.
else. And if they don't force it upon, if they don't force microtransactions upon you, then that's just cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because like a
games
lot
like
of people like dressing up and getting costumes. Microtransactions for costumes, yeah, sure. You know, microtransactions for things that are needed in the game in order to progress or have a chance at beating another player. I think that's a cheap shot. You know, it shouldn't be done.
all right, see you later, Crystal. Um, it was in Halo 5. It's in apparently like I didn't know For Honor had microtransactions, but that's bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, AAA games, people who actually spend people who have a lot of money to make a very good game do not need microtransactions. It needs to stay the
Mm-hmm.
fuck away from games like that. Free to play, that's fine. AAA games that published by big company developers, no.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Well, a
Uh,
good game's a good game, and it's going to have staying power. I mean, just look at people are going back and playing Uncharted. People are going back in time and playing all the Souls games.
mm-hmm.
Like we went and bought Dark Souls 2 because we liked Dark Souls 3, and that was the first experience kind of for me with Dark Souls, you know, or
Yep,
with From Software. And it
exactly.
has staying power, and it's you don't need microtransactions if you make a good game.
Exactly. It's all there in the game for you to get. And that also, what you said about staying power, that leads me on to the next topic of this podcast effort into video games. Now,
Mm,
I want to go ahead and say this. When a game has amazing effort put into, people will go back to play that game.
mm-hmm.
Look at Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1, those are games that had amazing effort put into it. It like the original vanilla PS2 version looked it it ages so well over the years, and it came out in Kingdom Hearts 1 came out in '02. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in '06. Those games can like the effort and like graphics put into those games are good to play even in this day and age. And I know
Mm-hmm.
there's a remasters there, but you take a look at the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2 that was on the PS2, it still looks amazing. I mean, it might not have the 60 frames per second, like, or it might not have like the up to date boosted graphics, but still, those games age well, and those are games that have had good effort put into it.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is wrong with
I
developers
agree.
nowadays and not trying to put effort into their games anymore?
Yeah,
It has a big
I
budget,
think
but
it's
still.
all to do with bottom line. You know, get sold as much as possible right in the get go, and then just dump it and leave it.
That's not right.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, it isn't.
Oh,
I mean, like that's what I think. It's like these corporate guys up top are just looking at the bottom line and they're not thinking replayability, cult following. Like nobody will argue that Dark Souls has a cult following.
oh God,
Like,
don't like
I mean, it has got a huge community. I mean, the fact that people are still playing Demon Souls is a testament to
exactly.
the thought and effort put into these games. Like,
And
I want to go back and
and don't
play all of them now, and I will pay for those
mm-hmm. And don't get me
because, yeah, sorry.
uh, don't get me started on graphics because Demon Souls like some graphics aren't always everything in games. If you have a
No,
solid,
it's the
strong gameplay
story.
structure, exactly
Hmm.
story, you're good. I mean, the graphics can be like halfway above average, decent, just as long as everything else is smooth sailing. You're fucking good.
Yep,
You're fucking
yep.
good. Everyone is
Good
afraid to
games are
take
good
risks.
games.
Oh my god, that is so fucking true.
Hmm.
That is so true, and
I
that's
think
also a
you
very
can
bad.
take a risk and do something weird. Like when Portal came out, that was like Portal was just some modders made that game off of off of some first person shooter, right? And it spun into its own thing. And you can't say that it isn't strange. I've never seen a game that has like a mechanic like that, but they did a good job. It's the controls work well. There's some finesse in it. Like that's the thing I love about Dark Souls that I'm always telling you about, Marcus, is just it's it's got some finesse in there. They've polished the game. You're not fighting the controls to finish. You're not fighting bugs to get to the end of the game, you know? Whereas a lot of these other ones, they're just, nah, you got to fight your way through and hope you don't get a game-stopping bug or crash all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it just annoys me. And that's the thing. Is like if you have that quality there, you're going to have people respect you and go for you for new games and
Exactly.
go backwards in time and spend even more money.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's also really what I mean by like I was actually going to bring something up with the HD remasters, but I don't think I would do that. But like, you see, you just can't make a game, put hardly any fucking effort into it, and just release it and think people will just deal with that. That's
Mm,
not right. Like that will also put a bad image on you. But you see, you like there are games that came out years ago. Like I'm talking about like years ago that are better than a lot of games that are coming out today. And this is like the fucking next generation, like the fucking new age of fucking gaming, like the next gen. Like what else? What was it? Next gen. That I fucking hate that
yeah.
word sometimes. Like next gen is just when I hear the word
Uh,
next gen, I'm like, oh god,
Run
no.
away.
That's not right. People should be like hyped for next gen and shit.
Hmm.
But like nowadays, next gen is
And
fucking
what crap are they going to shove down our throats now?
exactly. That's exactly. It's fucking terrible. Like, and not to mention, people are coming out like the games are coming out, and people are having like no expectations. They are like some people are, but then
Hmm.
like,
I think it's younger people that are, you know,
well, yeah, like the younger
that either
audience
don't
and
pay, yeah, don't pay attention to like all of the stuff, or they haven't been burned enough, by the developers and publishers and stuff, and they're
yeah,
just
it's
like,
more
oh,
the
well,
oh god, that lead me
but
to
they
ask
don't know
you
any better
another fucking
because they
topic.
haven't played the older stuff.
Yeah, it's like the younger generation of gaming is kind of the oh god, they fucking take it. Thanks, phone. They fucking take advantage of these younger audiences because they
Hmm.
know the younger audiences don't know any better, and they'll
Right?
buy these games. Like that's actually the reason why the Call of Duty fucking series has been around longer, or like the reason
Right.
why Call of Duty has went to the state it was because they don't try and
Hmm.
put too much effort into games anymore, and then they fucking look at the younger audience like, oh, they'll buy it anyway. And I can say the
Right.
same for the older audiences too, who buy the Call of
Yeah,
Duty
some
games
of
and
them are
play it.
like that too. And I think people become complacent to a certain extent, at least with story writing and stuff. Like there are so many story now in games that are just not written very well. There's no depth to it.
It
You don't
really
care
isn't.
about the characters.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people are just so used to it that they don't even like realize, hey, wait a minute, this is actually shit.
Exactly. I mean, the Call of Duty story, like the only ones that really caught me, I guess, was the Modern Warfare. I don't know which one it was. I think it was Modern
Mm.
Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 1. I think it was probably Modern Warfare 2. The Call of Duty Black Ops story was actually kind of fun to play. The other like all the other games after that are just so fucking generic, like Michael Bay style fucking movies, and then they're like
Right.
half-ass stories. That's pretty much what the Call of Duty story campaign is pretty much about. A lot of people
That's what
don't
they
even care
do.
about the stories. I mean,
Right.
they don't even they just hop straight into the online mode and get disappointed even more.
Well, the
Um,
stories with the shooters was always kind of an afterthought. You know.
It's no. No. I have to disagree with you on that for like a few other games.
Okay.
Battlefield Bad Company. I
Right, but
love.
like I think they were the first ones to start story mode, and then the Black Ops franchise jumped on that bandwagon.
I mean, they've always had a pretty. I mean, I never really played too much of the shooter stories. I mean, only the first story
Yeah.
shooter I actually played was I think on like my brother's 360, but I forgot the name of it. Um,
Mm,
and then I got introduced to my first shooter, which was Battlefield Bad Company. I loved the characters. The comedy was just there, and it
mm,
was just so fun. I want to go back and play those actually, but um, I mean, if you're gonna make,
yeah.
what were you saying, Drunky?
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, like, even games that are story heavy, right? Um, like you take typical story games, like the stuff that Naughty Dog makes, Horizon, which is typically a story game. You take what I'm doing, playing right now, Dishonored 2. These are primarily story games, and a lot of times I'm noticing that the stories aren't very good. The writing is crap. And if it's a heavily story-based game and you have crap writing, how can you connect to your characters? And that's the problem I had with Horizon is I didn't care who died.
Oh God.
You know, it's
Hold
like,
on a second,
yeah,
Drunky. Let me modern shooters, sure. Older ones focus on story though. I can't really understand that too much, y'all, with some shooters. I mean, it's been like when I played those games back then. There was I was like what 13 or 14. I can barely remember because it didn't really interest me all that much. I just played it just because my friends wouldn't shut up about it. Not being a punk or anything,
yeah, like
Marcus,
I
but
said, you must
I
have
think
gotten them mixed up.
Black Ops 1 and 3 and Advanced Warfare was good along with Ghost. I never played Ghost, so I can't really say. I mean, if you say so, then anime. Chevers P Hurts. You guys like anime? Have you seen Baku no Pico? Good anime right there. Yes, I've actually have seen Baku no Pico, but a lot of people over exaggerate over it. I mean, it's kind of much like it's kind of like uh, I mean, it's Shouta. That's pretty much what it is. And I guess a lot of people who haven't seen it are pretty shocked by it. But anyway, moving on from that. Yeah, where we going, Draki?
I was going on about stories, and if you have a story-based game, you should write a good story.
Exactly. Like that's also by the effort point by story. Effort
Right?
effort is like you need to at least put
Everything.
some effort into like making a decent story. You just can't half-ass shit or copy something from like a popular or like a movie and just say, okay, there's a story. Here you go,
Yeah,
right there.
stereotypical crap.
Like I mean, or
It's
basically
like,
every Hollywood army movie. Um,
oh God, I
like
know,
I
right?
those are like the worst ones, and they're very very disrespect to those who actually served in the force. Um,
Right.
and then there's the gameplay. Gameplay, this actually reminds me of another game that came out a few years ago. I think back in 2011 or 2012. I think it was called Brink the Evolution. I think I was really interested in that game, but when I actually played it, it was like, are you fucking serious? You take an interesting concept, interesting characters,
Just
and
ruin it.
no little to no effort in the graphics whatsoever, and just fucking botch it. Like that
Hmm.
just and that's not because you don't give me the excuse that you didn't have enough like development time. I'm pretty sure you did. You just didn't give a fuck and decide. You know what? Just did put no effort into anything what you put into this game. And
Right.
I'm just like, God damn, you guys just missed the fucking best opportunity to make something, and you just
Hmm.
screwed it up because you just didn't care. You
Yep.
cannot not put effort into a game, and that's happening a
Totally
lot
agree.
nowadays with a lot of stuff. And it's
Oh yeah,
very fucking bad.
definitely.
Okay, Crystals. See you on Twitter, I guess.
I'm back. I'm gone. But yeah, no, I hate it, you know. I wish a lot of developers would like put the same effort that From Software does or Naughty Dog does into their games, whatever genre that might be. Could you imagine how good gaming would be if that was the case?
Oh god, it will be the true
The
next gen.
characters that Naughty Dog is able to create. I mean, you and I, we both have that in common that we've played The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
The characters were impactful,
That
you
shit,
know?
Last of Us is
You
probably
really felt a loss
and
when somebody died.
people have to like, and this is the thing that pisses me off, and like Xbox people who play like Naughty Dog games are boring. I'm like, motherfucker, you either don't have little to no imagination, you have little to no fucking interest in actual effort put into fucking games. But then again, I can understand it because you play Xbox a lot. So
Right.
like I'm like I had to like I know if people who either are watching on PlayStation Live or either watching from like YouTube gaming because like Share Factory is kind of actually connected to YouTube gaming because it's gaming based, I guess, if you're watching from there or not. Yes, I did shit on people who aren't playing on Xbox because there's hardly anything on Xbox that they don't
Yeah.
have any good actual developers to actually
It's
put effort
mostly
into
like
games.
first person shooters, isn't it? Halo, Call of Duty, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Minecraft.
there's there's like no like creativity over to that side because Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch or Insomniac. I don't know if Insomniac's ever made games for Xbox or before exclusively, but I'm pretty sure those three separate companies pretty much primarily make games for the PlayStation. But
Mm.
people who's like on the Xbox side that said Naughty Dog games are boring, I can understand you guys say that because I don't understand how you. I actually no, I don't understand because you guys don't have any good companies that make any good effort put into games. Like,
Yeah.
but anyway, enough shitting on Xbox.
Yeah. Well, and I
Well,
think part of it's the genre of the game. If you're not into more story-based games, it's gonna feel boring,
yeah,
you know?
you gotta look at the
Like,
perspectives of both.
perfect example of that is it's a decent game, but you have to really like story games for it is what was that one called?
The
Damn it, I can't
Telltale
remember it
series.
now. No, God, it was the one with the girl with the blue hair, and you're like this girl going to photography school.
Oh, Life is
Oh,
Strange.
yes, Life is Strange. That
Oh
is an
yeah,
incredibly
I
story-based game.
fucking love that.
I
Like,
haven't finished it yet because I was waiting for the one thing to come out, and then I totally forgot about it. But
oh, they're all
that is a
one
heavy
console now.
story-based game, more so than even The Last of Us or anything that Naughty Dog puts out.
Yeah.
And
See,
I mean, I think Naughty Dog for me is like the perfect level of action and story. Whereas Life is Strange, I do like it, but you kind of have to be in a more relaxed mood to be playing that, you know?
hmm you need to be. You cannot be in an action-based mood. And
Because you'll just be bored, so bored.
Naruto Uzumaki, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Enjoy the rest of the podcast, and thanks for subscribing, dude. Um, the one thing, like, I'm the type of person, like, when it comes to games, like, I think I got introduced to this basically, well, mostly thanks to the Kingdom Hearts series. Um, I, if the characters are good, Alec, what the fuck you say I suck? The fuck, Alec, you traitor. Anyway, but what I was saying is that if the characters are good and the gameplay is okay, you got me sold.
For the graphics. Yeah, like the gameplay, the controls, and like the finesse in the game. Like the hitboxes have to be, tight. They can't be all over the place. Your character can't be all spazzy and like edge detection can't be shit. Have some finesse with the game and have a good story. And in my head, the graphics don't have to be great
Mm?
to like the game. It'll still be a good game because you got a solid story, you got solid controls and solid actual gameplay that you can skimp on the graphics a little bit if
Yeah,
you need to cut something. And Yeah, I think just about everybody would agree if that's what makes a good game. Because without those graphics, what do you have? You have
It's kind of
a
like the
gold covered piece of shit.
it's kind of
That's
like
what
the
you have.
Order 1886. That game had
Mm.
phenomenal fucking graphics, but the story and kind of itself, and I think the
Yeah,
gameplay was kind of out of it a bit.
I heard it was a real flop, and I was interested in that game, and
I was
one of my
too. I mean,
Discord
I
friends was
like
playing it.
1800s London shit. Like that's like my or
Yeah, I
Victorian
know.
style stuff. I
That's
was
why
like,
Bloodborne's so awesome, is they did it well.
yeah, that. Oh man, Bloodborne,
You know?
dude. Fucking
But like
love that.
I wanted to play that game, but my German friend who was playing it, I asked him about it and he's like, "No, it's really not that good." And that's the problem,
I
you know?
mean, the Order 1886 was a perfect example of graphics aren't always everything.
Mm.
Like Life is
And I
Strange pretty much showed that. I mean, no, well, at the same time, graphics of like Life is Strange are
it's
perfect.
very stylized.
Except the lip syncing is like the biggest issue with that game is the lip
Oh,
syncing.
right,
But I kind of actually
right.
got over
But
it a
you can
bit.
overlook that, you
Yeah,
know?
I kind of got over
And
that.
because the rest of it's good.
Mm-hmm. Characters are well developed actually too.
Mm.
Situations you
It
can
does seem a
relate to a
little
lot of the
cliche
characters.
in some of the writing, but it worked for what it was. It wasn't a game trying to be like,
Like the next big
you know,
thing, however.
yeah, they weren't trying to win like, awards for writing and stuff.
Even though they
But
did, I'm pretty sure.
for what they did, it was a good game. The graphics were stylized, but they had a decent, interesting kind of
Hey,
story
hold
to
on a
go along
second.
with it.
Alec, Ragdoll is the best thing in the Soul series. I don't even want you hear ever hear you say that
That is
again.
funny.
The Ragdolls
Oh
are like
god.
the it was the highlight. People were sad that the Ragdoll faces were gone from the Soul series for a bit. People were mad about that. So yeah.
I think it's so weird when they fall on the ground and you walk through them and they just kind of
Oh
like
no. Demon
flop
Souls.
everywhere.
No, there's these the Demon Souls Ragdoll physics. They will those guys will stick to you. And they will be a part of you, and it's so funny
Okay.
too. And see, it's things like that. Like if you have a fun game and the
Mm,
gameplay is solid, there will sometimes the glitches will be fun to see and watch,
yeah,
and
because
you
they're
can
not game
overlook that.
breaking.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Like the problem I had with Dragon Age Inquisition, I loved Dragon Age 2. I absolutely loved that game. A lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it. Um, I was starting to play Dragon Age Origins. I never really got that far with it, but they were good. Inquisition had so many bugs. It's like Andromeda is now, but like it's just getting Andromeda's getting shit on, but same developers. And Inquisition was there was a bug that was just game stopping. It was horrible, and you were constantly getting glitched. You were constantly like falling through the map in certain areas, and it was just a problem. And then the writing was shoddy, and it's like, whoa, what happened here? The writing was great in two, I thought. You had interesting characters and everything, and now it's just like, what? So yeah, that's it's
and
a problem.
actually, the more I think about that, I mean, I think about reviews and how come I never heard anything about this?
Oh, it
So
was around, but everybody had their thumbs up their asses and were like fanboying the shit out of them, like they could do no wrong. And I mean, one of my friends, nobody that you guys know, but one of my friends was just like, "Oh my God, what are you talking shit about? Inquisition? It's perfect. There's nothing wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. It's You're in denial, dude, because I'm having issues."
yeah, you just can't just because you don't have issues with the game doesn't mean everybody else has issues with the game.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
But if you look up the Stroud bug, STROD or something like that, um, if you look up the Stroud bug for Dragon Age Inquisition, that's what I had, but it was so bad. There were conversation glitches left and right. You couldn't romance certain characters because you couldn't get their conversation would glitch out, and you couldn't progress with that character. So it was really frustrating. And with the romance thing, yeah, okay, you lose out on an aspect of the game, but with the Stroud bug, you couldn't get past, like, finish the game unless you got past that area, and it was a conversation bug. And then there were other bugs with it too. There were a lot of issues. Like, just search Dragon Age Inquisition bugs and issues, and you'll find all of them. Oh my god, it was horrible.
Oh, dude. And you know something that leads me to another topic. It's probably gonna be a short topic depending on how much we talk about it.
Mm.
Game reviewers and gaming sites. Not people like Angry Joe, because Angry Joe is pretty much the guardian of almost games.
I
I'm
like.
talking about people like IGN or GameSpot.
Yeah.
The people and good luck with that, Alec. We'll probably help you out next time with Dark Souls 3. If I get a glitch like that, I'll stop playing until they fix it. And that's what Dronky pretty much did. I mean, didn't you have
Yeah.
like Dragon Age Inquisition for a while and just didn't play it?
Yep. I tried to finish, couldn't finish the game, so I just stopped. And like, BioWare is not exactly known for fixing their shit.
Oh
So I didn't expect to ever finish it, and they got enough shit that they did. Yeah, IGN. Ugh. That I do want to talk about this with you, Marcus, because that pisses me off. This
man. Hey,
dishonest reviews.
let's start off with this. My brother always fucking tell me like, why do you always delete the IGN app off of PS4? Because IGN, I don't like them. I don't respect them. I don't respect anybody over there at IGN at all. And it's because of this.
Mhm.
You see, it's people. It's like games like this, like let's say Titanfall or Evolve or Dragon Age Inquisition. They
Mhm.
look at these games, they play it, but they give it all these high ass scores for a game that has such little content, so many bugs, and so many glitches, but yet they still give it a high score.
Because they're getting perks and they're getting paid.
Exactly. And this is why I always watch people like either let me see what's his name, Jim Sterling, Review Tech USA, or my top favorite Angry Joe.
I
People who
love Angry
actually
Joe.
play the game through, look at all the
Mhm.
content, make sure he actually looks and like details these games. And it's sad that because people like Angry Joe or like Jim Stolen Review Tech or guys like that, I don't think Review Tech actually reviews games, but I think he actually talked about some of them in good detail. But they review these games better than like actual top like sites or like big companies like IGN.
Mhm.
And this is why I don't hardly look up reviews for any other game unless like some of my favorite YouTubers do it. Which Titanfall 1. The when it came out in 2014, like during the big collapse of like gaming apparently. Excuse me. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
like look at Evolve. I talked about this earlier. This game was getting so many high scores. The hype was fucking there. And
Mhm.
when the game was actually played by a lot more people, people were confused and disgruntled. Like, what like, why is like, where's the content in this game? There's no story. It's just, it's just pretty much a walking simulator, as people said. And like
Yeah.
the gameplay was hardly there, and yet
That's
it
No
got all
Man's
these high
Sky
scores.
right there. Walking and mining simulator.
And like apparently, like seriously, like why, like you can't trust certain review sites anymore because of how like they're dishonest. They don't actually play the games all the way through. They play a little bit of it and give it high ass scores all the
Well,
fucking
if you
time.
think about it, they're hyping this up. People fall for it, equals money for the company and the publisher. So there's gotta be some. I mean, well, Gamergate, they kind of exposed a lot of that. There's a lot of circle jerking going on for the sake of money at the expense of us. That's one of the reasons why I like Andy. He at least puts it out there and you can make your own decision,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, but yeah, I don't like watching giant reviewers anymore at all. Like, yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Hey, you were
uh,
a fanboy,
oh, uh,
Alex.
oh yeah, dude. You were just every time I hear you talk about like No Man's Sky. Oh, like, I heard about this No Man's
It
Sky
was the
game.
best thing ever.
No Man's Sky, No Man's Sky. Like it has so much content. And that's how you
Yeah.
fucking sound. So don't fucking even try. Don't even try to
Uh,
deny it. You sound just like that
he
too.
finally came around after he played a lot of the game and realized that it really was, in fact, shit.
Yeah. And not to
Uh,
mention, then there's the fucking quotes and like believe the hype. 10 out of 10. It's no, it's
oh,
not. It's not, guys. Like, god damn it. Like,
you
you
know.
see, this leads me on to another topic. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
It's all an inside job.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it feels like. But then, like I said, the whole Gamergate thing was it just kind of exposed the whole circle jerk between, gaming reviewer publishers and stuff like that, and they just it's a giant circle jerk.
It And that's why a lot of people, and that's when and it all comes together throughout this entire topic we keep talking about: microtransactions, fucking
Mhm.
developers, effort, game reviews. It's
It all
then a
comes
game
down to
comes
money.
out, you let somebody play it, pay them, review it, 10 out of 10, sells copies, and guess who's just gets the shit in of everything, and it's us gamers. It needs
That's
to
why,
see.
like, watch smaller reviewers. Find somebody that find a game that you've played and find a reviewer that has like a good library of games that he's reviewed, he or she, and then find the game that you've played that he's reviewed and see if you match up. See if you like he found all the issues that you found, and then if that guy's on point with games should be like, follow that guy. you know
Mm-hmm.
just don't don't go for the big guys like IGN and stuff, because they're always going to bullshit you. I do have to say that, and I've brought their channel up before, the No,
Yep.
they do a pretty good job. They play a lot of games. They go into stuff. They're giving you a lot of news about when games are coming out, what's going on between developers and stuff. It's a very worthwhile channel to be subscribed to, because you get some reviews, you get game news, you get all kinds of different stuff. And so I highly recommend them. And they're not as huge as you'd think they would be. I think they've only got like 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it was mostly I don't know. I can't really say. I was gonna try and give my opinion about it, but I don't really understand it that much. So I mean, I guess they don't talk about much big things like Angry Joe does. I mean, Angry Joe does like a lot of reviews on like big AAA games, and
Oh, they
he's
do.
they do.
They
Oh,
do.
oh.
They've just got a huge mix of content. Like, they were all up on Mass Effect Andromeda. All of it. I heard about that stuff before Angry Joe ever came out with the Andromeda video.
Case in point, the GB3 remakes got an average. Oh, Alec, you actually want to come to the chat? You're actually talking about inviting to the chat. 2017 is looking up, ain't it, folks? You better be online. I just didn't. Okay, here you go.
Notifications turned on. I know when he gets online, or when he makes
Case in
himself
point.
visible.
Yeah, whole heart. The hype created by games. It's the one con listed too much water. What? Wait,
There
what?
we go.
Uh, I would have had a picture made for you, but I thought it was just gonna be me and Drunky in the chat. But
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
We're
Spoiled
pretty
it.
much the two stars of this entire podcast, so it's
He's too
alright.
short. You can't see him in the pictures.
So, fuck you guys.
Hey man, can I join the chat as
No,
well?
I
Oh, see, now
probably am too
everybody's
short.
talking about joining the fucking chat. No, you stay your ass in that damn chat,
You
anime.
let one in.
No, I don't. I was gonna get on Dark Souls. That's why I wanted to be in chat so I can listen to you guys as well.
Yeah. Well, shit, you can
Ah,
just listen to. Oh, well, then you don't have your tablet. That's right.
right.
Well, I got my tablet. It's just it runs out of battery too fast.
Yeah, it dies real quick.
Technology,
Like what?
guys. Technology,
Half hour.
2017.
Right, like when we were Skyping that one time,
Died in
it
5
died.
seconds.
You had to plug it in, but it,
Oh, I know. And the battery was getting extremely hot, but I just as soon as I plugged it in.
right.
All right, but
I
back
forgot
to
my
what we
phone.
were saying. Game reviewers, IGN. Okay, my final opinion. You see,
Fuck them.
I'll never really trust IGN at all. I'll always either have Angry Joe to review a game, or if I want to look up a certain video, I guess I'll just go to Cropcat. Cropcat does some very entertaining videos about like a lot of games. Like he did one about No Man's Sky. He recently did one about Andromeda. He talked about pretty much just everything to do with like bad games. I think Mafia 3 was also one of them. But Drunky, your thoughts?
Yeah, Angry Joe, he's good.
True. So very true.
But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I don't like IGN and stuff. I used to when I was first getting heavier into gaming,
They were
and
they were
I
good
used to
back
read
then.
Kotaku too.
Did
Like an
you
idiot.
did your motherfucking ass just send me a goddamn? Did you not see what the fuck I'm doing? I'm over here trying to host a
Oh,
damn. We're over here hosting a podcast. I'm getting invites. I'm about to whoop somebody's. No, okay, it was an accident. Okay, I was about to get hype.
this is just me. If you don't want to review, listen to reviews. Review it yourself by that's just getting like what is that? I messed up. I'm messing up. Uh, just rent the game and then review it yourself. And if you like it, buy it.
Yeah, I hardly don't
Right.
even
Or
rank
how
games
about this?
anymore.
Don't pre-order. Wait for everybody else to play it and see if everybody starts freaking out.
True. That is true.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Right.
Lola, yes, I'm a Mexican, but that doesn't mean I'm a rapist. Well, yeah, I'm a rapist, but not because I'm Mexican. Are Mexicans
Wait,
usually
what now?
rapists? I never heard of that before.
So confusing.
YouTube stream chats are weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, goddamn, like, you don't get none of this on Twitch. It's kind of actually hard to get viewers on Twitch, but when you get people on YouTube, it's like, the weirdos come out at night. It's like,
Yeah.
it's true, though. Like, I mean, I used to stream Dark Souls 2 at, like, midnight for no reason because I was bored, and then I get, like, the weirdest motherfuckers. It's like it's like you go into, like, those back alley shit. What was it? Donald Trump was the one that started that. What? Really? Of course it had to be Trump.
Right. Oh God,
Anyway,
now it's going down a political route, and yeah, we don't want to do that.
yeah, let's just fucking stay here. That's a podcast for another
Huge.
discussion topic. Apparently, if we ever get to want to do that, I'm not good at politics,
Yeah.
so I mean, I had to leave some of that to you, Drunky. But
And I'm an
He's all about
anarchist, so
politics.
yeah. Anyway, what was the next fucking topic we were about to talk about? God damn, I forgot. I
don't
forgot.
pre-order.
Games and more
Stop it.
games.
What's going on, Quotation Factory? Hey, man. Shit.
Games and
I
more
had.
games.
What was it? Damn. Fucking Mexican rapist. Fucking made me forget about my goddamn topic. Should have wrote it down.
Oh no, you didn't write it down. Wait, I
Um.
thought you were being all professional and shit.
What did I miss? Oh, actually, Quotation, you missed like an hour of interesting discussions.
Mhm.
My bad. No, you're good, man. You're good. You're good.
No,
Let's go
blame
ahead and just go with
blame.
the default topic if I forgot one. Younger gamers, younger audiences,
Oh
The
boy.
squeakers?
Yeah,
I
I was just
guess.
about to say that. I can't stand squeakers. I can't stand those little shits. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but I can't stand those little shits who are in a
Like,
game with you And they're all polite when their mom's in the
Quotation.
background. And as soon as their
On a
mom
minute.
leaves, they're just like,
Let's quotation factor. You're good, man. You're good. You're good. If you want to watch the entire podcast over when the stream's good, you're good. It's actually pretty interesting. You really should. It's actually something
which
I
I
actually
actually
recommend.
might watch the beginning of it.
yeah, it is. I
I was
don't
at
think
work.
we want to recap a whole hour.
Yeah, that's gonna take another hour. Be like 3 hours in.
Right.
My personal
What you should have, you should have at the end is a black screen, and it's just fast forward of all the discussions you just had. Like it goes extreme speed, and
uh
it goes super fast.
like Sonic.
Okay.
Yes, like
Okay.
Sonic.
Uh, but to the topic number 7. Even though we had more than one topic in it, I just didn't actually number anything. We're going to go through so many different discussions. Not yeah. My personal experience with younger gamers. Back then I didn't think too much about it. I actually made friends, and I've actually watched watched a lot of the people I grew up actually playing with grow up, and that's like the fun thing about it for me. I've met a lot of younger players to the point where I got older and I met younger and younger players. Like it's
Hmm.
kind of weird for me, even though I'm supposed to meet older players the more I grow up. But the more I grow up, the over the years of gaming, the more I met younger people, and
Right.
these younger players are just like the evolution of these younger players has gotten so bad. Like I'm not trying to shit on
Yeah.
anybody who's like if you're young in the chat around like 13, 12, or like 11, like it's like these
Work on your patience.
their patience, and they're just disrespectful kids. Like I mean, like
Oh, that grief.
there's this one video I saw of this guy playing
That's
Minecraft. He was trolling this one little kid, and
Oh God, I saw that one
this
too. I fucking
this
loved it.
this kid got so angry he turned to his mom's laptop and broke it, and
oh no,
she
I
that
saw
like
that one too.
why like either look this here's the theory I have for this video. Either the mom was sitting on the edge of her bed. You're not 10, hold on, be quiet. um this either she was sitting on the edge of her bed thinking, why didn't I just go do something better with my life? Why did I fucking get pregnant?
What did I do wrong when I
Like,
treated my kid?
why like I have never acted so bad towards my parents. He should have never turned out like this.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
either that she was thinking like, why didn't I just go to the place? That's either that's one of the fucking thoughts I'm thinking. Because this kid,
Mhm.
what are either are parents not like disciplining their kids enough? Like
No, I don't
seriously,
think so.
I mean, not to mention I meet a subscriber of mine who was fucking young as hell. He was a shitty ass person. Um, I fucking had to get rid of his ass. I was fucking done with him. Not that it was not Legend. Legend was 16 years old, but still he was a shitty person still. But
Yeah,
these younger
there was a kid
audiences,
in my clan before I started setting age limits in Warframe
you
who
told me
was
about that.
deliberately trying to start shit. He was going and lying and trying to pit people against each other. And I think that these kids are just so used to like
Getting
action,
what they
action,
want.
action all the time that quietly at all, or even they think that they have to be crude in order to be cool. And it's like, there's a difference between saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, blah, 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 all the time versus using it as as SpongeBob would put it, a sentence enhancer.
Oh,
You know, I fucking love SpongeBob. But you know, there's older people aren't saying, well, fucking this and I fucking did that, and they're not doing that all the time. You, we're using it to just like get our point across, you know? And then so these kids are just bouncing all over the place. They can't just stop. And they're in a mature group. We let you in to talk with us. We don't want to constantly hear a play by play of every single thing you're doing because you need so much attention, you know?
That's pretty
it,
much what a lot of kids are
it,
doing. Like, I guess you can say the influence was from the people they hang out with, because there are like a lot of older guys who will let these younger kids hang out with them, and then they see what they say and then they repeat it to try and sound cool, and that has
And they
happened.
just
I
go
have been there to
overboard.
watch that happen before. Mr. By the way, before we begin, like keep going on. Mr. Beats niece, I don't know what that is. And Lolaiu, I don't know how to pronounce your name, dude. But I'm sorry if I butchered it.
Wow.
Lolai. God damn, you and your fucking words. You know how to
Wow?
say it better
Did
than
you
me.
say that?
I guess. See you later, man. Quotation Factory. When I was 10, I didn't play multiplayer games. Smash Bros is where they should start. Nintendo is for younger gamers. Exactly.
True.
I
Parents
don't
shouldn't
know.
buy an Xbox or PS system for their children. Those systems are sold on rated M games. It's shitty
This
parents'
is
fault.
just me, but
Well,
I've seen ever since Call of Duty came out, the younger kids have just been getting more and more disrespectful in that from
well,
Call of
they don't
Duty.
know how to be
Well,
kind
hold
of
on.
mature. Like when I was a kid, I was at least mature. You know, I did
True.
play M-rated games. I did watch M-rated movies. I was exposed to a lot of violence in media, but I had a separation. I didn't think it was cool to be a little shit. I didn't That didn't influence me. It's the parents that aren't teaching their kids, not the quality of the games. I think that's the problem is the parents are putting up with shitty behavior like the little kid in the grocery store who just runs into you constantly with the shopping cart because they think it's funny. The mom
Yeah.
doesn't say, "Hey, that's rude. You don't do that." You know?
It.
They were never taught this. And then real quick, sorry, their kids these days compared to like when I was younger are getting bombarded not just on TV with like super amounts of commercials, do this, buy this. Everything in our world now is vying for your attention through your phone, through the kids telling you stuff at school, like tons of memes everywhere that you can't even keep up with all this shit. And these kids are having to try and keep up with it, so their minds are just scattered all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah. That's yeah.
So very true. So
Not to
very true.
mention kids, younger kids are really getting their hands on phones, and
Oh yeah.
nowadays, back then phones were just a simple flip and just dial a button. Nowadays, you can just use a phone to get your hands on everything, everywhere. I
I
mean,
remember cell phones, those giant, giant fucking gray bricks.
oh God,
The cancer phones?
Yeah, of
was
that
that
old, no,
true?
no,
Was that true? Like, could that phone really give you cancer
That beats
I
me.
or
don't
brain
know. I was a
cancer or
little too
something?
young. My dad actually sold those.
Oh my God. I didn't play Call of Duty or
Yeah.
GTA till I was 17. There you go. When I was age, these kids were worst thing I would say would be poop. Just poop. The issue is the fact that kids can get serious punishments. True. Well, no. Actually, nowadays, kids are getting more severe punishments. If you actually look
More in
on
the form of
Facebook,
actual law enforcement, though, which I
that
think
True.
is
and
wrong.
You know
that
what's
and
wrong with you know what's really wrong with kids these days is that they're getting yeah, they're being told assholes. But there was I don't know if I told you guys this once, but this kid froze I think his older sister's parakeet in the freezer
Oh, fuck.
because he didn't get what he wanted.
That's screwed up.
Yeah.
this whole entire conversation went from like gaming to like just kids nowadays, isn't it?
Horrible children.
But then again, a lot of what we're talking about does tie into video games. So,
Right. And
um,
like Cowboy kind of briefly reminded me of something that I wanted to point out, but it's on the tip of my head. Can't remember it
while I'll
now.
let you think about that, the thing is, like, today's society, it's like a lot of kids have a lot of protection between certain things. Like, if kids, like, I mean, like, as Quotation Factory said right here, we were the last generation that allowed corporal punishment. Getting smacked or spanked keeps kids, and he actually spelled that wrong, keeps kids from being brats. I didn't get a phone until high school, and it was just a flip phone. My kids
Oh,
aren't
I know.
getting an
I
iPad and play with at the age of 2. Careless parents. True. You see, like,
Yeah, I would
t-
like to point out just real quick, um, it's the difference because, okay, spanking is all well and fine to a certain extent, but some people take it way too far and it crosses into actual abuse. The
Yeah.
way I see it is if you are a good parent, you won't need to actually spank your kids. There are ways to do things like there's an Inuit tribe up in like way the fuck up north. How they taught their kids was, well, one time as an example, a kid bit his mom
Whoa,
and
shit.
she cried, but the kid had no empathy. He didn't care because he couldn't feel it too. She bit him back.
Oh
He
God.
started crying. And she's like, see, that's how you make other people feel. And it teaches the kid through experience that, hey, wait, like this hurts. Because now they know what it feels like. And too many parents are afraid it goes into governmental stuff too, because CPS, if you yell at your kids, you get CPS on your ass, and your kids are taken away, and then it's just a huge fucking mess. But
Mm.
anyway, sorry, Marcus.
Hey, you're all good, and everything you're saying is complete 100% true. Um, you see, like, oh God, I was like, we really strayed away from what we were trying to point out too. But
Unruly little shit gamer kids.
yeah, like, oh God, I'm trying to get off on what you were trying to. I'm trying to like, kind of continue on from what you were talking about, but now, but yeah, a lot of things was going on with these kids. I mean, like this today's society is just built around like we see something happen, we see a kid getting disciplined, but we think it's like either abuse or something, and then like as you said, the kids will probably get taken away,
Mm.
and a
So the
lot of
parents are scared.
yeah, and not to mention like they try not to discipline their kid too much because they're the fear of taking getting their kids taken away, and
Mm.
nowadays it's just so hard to just discipline your child or try and tell them from right or wrong, and then they grow up to feel so freaking badass. Like, oh, my mom doesn't care if I do that. She doesn't give a shit. I'm like, oh well, she fucking should.
Right.
You know how many times I
Or
fucking
you
heard
have.
that stuff before in like online
Mhm.
lobbies and shit. Like, oh, my mom doesn't care what I do. I'm all 100% fine. She's like the coolest mom ever.
Right.
No, she's just a mom who's afraid of getting her child taken away or discipline you
Yeah.
on because you're going to turn out to be like. And what if they don't have discipline and they get disciplined the first
Mhm.
time, and then they think that like the parents
Or
in the
their
wrong, but
first
no.
discipline is the police,
Mm-hmm.
True.
because that's the way things are going now. Because the kids aren't taught anything, then it gets extreme. Like, just take swatting for example.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh, I know. I know.
that's
That's fucked
fucked
up.
up, and it's just it's crazy. And so I think like you've got a lot of peer pressure in school too, because the kids that are getting disciplined are seeing these other kids act like complete fucking shitheads and get away with it. And they're like, well, shit, why don't I do that too? It looks way more fun, you know?
And then they get in trouble, big time.
Yeah, and most kids don't have a grounding or a balance because they don't have those examples and they don't have that reasoning explained to them from a young age that they get around adults or immature, other gamers that are older that look cooler, like 18-year-olds or 16-year-olds that are online playing, or even 20-year-olds that just act like fucking more. You've met them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
Eh,
they pick these habits up and think it's cool because it's a giant, well, to use a phrase I used earlier, it's a giant circle jerk of look how cool I am, you know?
exactly. That's exactly why. Not like that's exactly what I was saying earlier. This is pretty much how kids act towards online to all these other people. Like they see one guy do it, they hang out with like the older kids, and they see them do it, and they pick it up and just continue on that fucking cycle. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
Just getting
much
baited.
how all this shit starts out, and I think that's what was going on with Dane McCoy. That was one of my subscribers, well, used to be one of my subscribers, and I decided to say, fuck that kid. He's a fucking annoying little shit. And he thinks he's so fucking cool with everything he does. Not to mention, let's actually take a look at his freaking Instagram account right quick. This kid
He's
posts
no.
all these stupid ass fucking
Oh,
photos. He
let's
like,
not start bashing people. That could put us in.
but that I mean, like, yeah, let me stop. But that just goes to show you, how fucking ridiculous fucking shit can
Mhm.
get between like younger gamers, like child gamers, and older gamers.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then the
they,
whole trolling thing. Oh God, it went crazy with kids.
oh
It's
yes,
like, oh, I was just trolling. It's like, no, that's not an excuse to be a shithead. That's
no,
an excuse for everything. I'm just
trolling is
trolling.
not
I'm just
a fucking
joking.
weapon. Trolling is just people who
No.
either just don't, who hate another person so bad they want to just try and make their life like a virtual fucking hell. Apparently,
Yeah, it doesn't excuse you. It doesn't make you any less of a douchebag or an asshole. It just means you're an asshole. But a lot, have you noticed kids lately? A lot of them are just like, oh, I was just trolling. Like, don't be mad at me. It was just trolling. Like, you should just forgive me for it.
it's like that
No.
fucking thing. Like, oh, it's a prank,
Trolls these
bro.
days are
It's
just
a
fucked
prank,
up.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I hate that. And it goes too far with them because they don't understand the limits with people because they're too young to understand like how to interact with other people in a more kind of adult situation.
mm-hmm. And
You know, why do you think? I mean, quotation factory. That's one reason why I don't have kids, and
that's, I
I'm not
mean,
gonna have kids.
I've had a dream before of having kids, but like that kind of got tossed away when I kind of actually ended my relationship. Well, we ended our relationship. Like was it like
Mm,
last year around July and shit. I was like I wanted to have kids, but like later down the line, after spending so much time away, like by myself, I realized, you know what, I'm just not even gonna try and fucking have
I'm
kids.
not
And
ready.
yeah,
mm.
I don't even think I'll have that type of responsibility. I mean
If anybody
that's
hasn't, yeah, no, I hear ya. I thought I wanted kids when I was younger, and I wised up.
no, definitely it's a good thing that fucking
Fuck this
relationship ended
shit
because I
up
would have
now.
fucking fucked myself up pretty badly. Um,
If anybody watching now hasn't seen it, I highly recommend you watch the movie Idiocracy.
oh god,
Yeah, yeah, that's what's happening now.
but
Have you seen that, Marcus?
I think you recommended me that movie before, and
Oh my God,
I
you have to
tried to
watch it.
find it. I kind of gave up a little bit though because I was tired when you told me about it. But
Right.
let's we're getting we're
We're
steering off
we're getting
again.
into yeah, we're
Uh,
getting into like what is it? Social studies here.
just not 7 or 8 years. Yeah, that's pretty much that. But you know, to end off this topic, this was actually a longer topic. I think we talked about for a minute. I think no, I don't
Right.
think it was. I think topic 3, 4, and 5 are the most when we talked about um
Mm,
like kids. Like I think, but sometimes it's always the parents to blame about what their kids are playing. Like
mm,
GameStop tried to have an age gate. They always
right.
say this you do realize this is like a rated M game. Oh no, it's fine. He can play. It's all good.
Mm,
And that's how it
Yeah,
starts.
sure.
That's how it fucking starts. If you want to buy your kid a console, buy them a game that they'll play. And I see a lot of game like, Big J, thanks for subscribing to the channel, man. Enjoy the rest of the podcast and thanks for subscribing. I don't have anything else. I need
mm.
a better
Like,
slogan.
see, I don't. In general, I don't have a problem with kids playing with, playing games with kids and a multiplayer, whatever, as long as you don't feel the need to constantly take over the conversation and stop other people from being able to talk. You know, as long as you can be quiet every now and then and read the mood of the party that you're in, then I have no problem with you. I've met a lot of 16-year-olds, a lot of 15-year-olds that are like that, that can read, how the situation is and the feel of the conversation that they're in. That's all that's needed, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
And
And
Quotation Factory, I think we'll save that conversation for when I get into Kingdom Hearts Friday or Saturday. Um, I have actually met mature kids. I've told like when this topic began, I did say there are some pretty mature kids out there who know what they're playing and have a very decent understanding of what right from wrong is, and I commend them. Dormant Bear, he was one of them. We ended up being best friends. let's see, God. So he was a pretty cool kid, very mature. Um,
Right.
then there's just the ones who, as we said, grew up or hang out with those older kids and older adults, and it's like they hear what they say and they think, oh, if they say it, I'm cool too. That's
Mm.
like like today's society. Parents have to understand that their kids have more of an open way to see things, and they don't need to see these
Right.
things. But there are parents out there. When I go to GameStop, I see a lot of parents always either ask me or the GameStop employee, what is the right game that doesn't have any violence, blood, gore, or cursing? And those are parents who know what they're talking about, know what to get for their kids. But then
Mm.
It's a
we
me,
go
Mario.
then they go on. Then I go online. I see all these people all these kids just like doing all this stupid shit. But then again, there are parents who do catch their kid doing all this, and they do punish them for it. So like
Mm.
it's kind of even. It's kind of both teetering a bit between like the right and then there's the wrong. But overall, like there needs to be. But sometimes these are
Feels
also
like you need
the
a lot of
kids that
bad.
cause a lot of the internet to be censored.
Right.
And
Yeah,
this
I
like
agree with that too. Because
that
you just don't know when to stop.
they like YouTube
So
is
very true.
desperately, and I mean desperately, trying to come up with a way to stop these kids from being exposed to so much bullshit. But then again, it
Mm.
backlashes so bad on us for those who are older and actually know what we're doing.
Right.
That is
And,
very true.
and it I,
Well,
I
now we're
don't know.
getting into the
Like they
YouTube
try.
podcast.
They like what? What did you say?
So now we're getting into the YouTube podcast here.
Yes, but then again, it does tie in though. It does tie
It
in for a
does.
lot of. It's
Because we
kind of
do
like all over the
stream a lot
place.
of gaming material on here, and yeah.
But that's pretty much that. But
Don't have kids, y'all.
Dragon.
if you want to have kids, make sure you give it a lot of fucking thought. If it was somebody
It's
you love and they want kids and you want to have somebody that could carry on the will of your legacy,
use
but
a condom, and then
and
think
the,
about it for 5 more years.
yes, exactly. I was just about to fucking talk about FPS multiplayer games this console
uh,
generation or shit.
I
No
guess
cod.
the dragon can't be poisoned.
Um,
Hmm.
FPS. We actually
First
just
person
got through talking
shooter.
about first person shooters. Actually, it was kind of on
Right.
that, but
Yeah, we went all over that a little bit. With it was to do with the stories and stuff, like stories in gaming. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge first-person shooter player. I mean, I do have Battlefield, but I've never really been into it, so I'm not.
quotation. You are fine, my friend. You are completely fine. You don't need to say my bad, man.
Um, yeah, I'm not the best person to be talking about those.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of experience with first person shooters a bit, but I mean, is there
Hmm.
first person shooters? I mean, I guess I would go more with the third person. But
Right.
oh,
It
talk about the
depends
lack
on the
of.
situation, which I like.
This is more of a gaming discussion, but we can talk about movies in a different podcast. And I'll have a lot to say about movies. Ooh, I cannot wait to get into that.
Oh
I
gosh.
can actually. Let me go ahead and bring up a topic here. The evolution of what games used to be going on between like how much they extremely changed over the years. And what I mean by that, I mean take Saints Row for example. I don't know if anyone's had any experience with the Saints
Yes.
Row series. Um
Mm-mm.
Saints Row was a gaming series about your character, the protagonist, your character becoming a member of the Third Street Saints. It's pretty much kind of like a GTA style, but more of you're in a gang and you're pretty much trying to eliminate the competition between other and try and take over Steelport. The first game got very popular, and the ending was so fucking shocking. It was like, that ending was so crazy. It was like there had to be a second one. And Saints Row 2 came out. It was probably the best of the fucking series, and it was the story, the writing, the scenes, like the little bit of comedy in between there, and the exploration, the just the gameplay, just like the overall gameplay from that game was amazing. And people always wondered. Now I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played the Saints Row series, so you're gonna have to find out what happened in Saints Row 2. A lot of people was really, really waiting for Saints Row 3. Saints Row 3 was completely different from what happened in from what Saints Row 2 had. And the more I played it, the more I realized that this is not the Saints Row I remembered. This is something that's completely different. It abandoned and took away a lot what made Saints Row 1 and 2 popular. And this actually kind of ties into what happened with Mass Effect, I think.
For what? 1, 2, and 3? Or...
Yeah, and then it goes on to
Andromeda.
4, and just like I think I never really. I guess in terms of like the strong writing and the tight. I mean, I think how was the gameplay for Andromeda? Coolster 488.
I can't really explain it.
Yo, what's up, Coolster
Well,
488?
people are more. No, I don't really think it's the gameplay that they were talking about. It's more like the graphics everyone's talking about.
Like from Black Ops 1 and 3? I
I
guess
heard it's
so.
kind of good.
I mean, I only played the first Black Ops story.
I can say that there was a definite issue with the Dragon Age series. A lot of people loved Dragon Age Origins, and then Dragon Age 2 came out. People were griping about that a little bit, but then Dragon Age Inquisition came out, and people who weren't my friend, who were just fanboys, who just looked at the game for what it
Yeah.
was, felt really quite disappointed because it felt detached, and there was just a cameo of your character from the last game in there, and it didn't feel connected to the world much. Um, they stripped away like a lot of the better writing, and it just felt like a shell of what it used to be. So
Yep,
yeah.
that pretty much sums up Saints Row. The game, like it went from being a pretty much like this street gang who was trying to pretty much like if from Saints Row you were a street gang trying to eliminate the competition. Then in Saints Row 2 you were the last pretty much survivor of like the Third Street Saints, and you're trying to take back Steelport. And then you go from being a street gang to this multi-millionaire like popular street gang. And then you become the president apparently. You
Oh
go
yeah,
into
yeah.
space, and it just transitioned to like, for like me being an old school Saints Row fan, I just could not carry on. What games have you guys talked about? We pretty
Everything.
much talked about topics in the gaming industry. We went from talking about pretty much HD remasters, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, developers, microtransaction, the effort put into video games, game reviewers, and all that stuff. We pretty much
Yeah.
talked about everything. Oh, and younger gamers.
A
Young
lot of the
people.
games that were brought up were just for example purposes for the general topic.
Dragon Age Origins was so good. I never played the Dragon Age series. No.
Yeah, everybody loved that game.
Yeah. um, Dank Dabs Daily. We are a podcast talking about the game industry and all the topics within it. We have more topics to talk about, but we're just pretty much trying to clarify like gaming. Like right now, we're just talking about the gaming series or how it transitions and changes so much over the years to what we used to like into something that's completely different and out of place within the gaming series. And no, I'm not throwing Kingdom Hearts in there. Kingdom Hearts is just fine. All right, all right, okay, good. Um,
Oh, I'm trying to remember another
the
series.
Dark Souls
You get to play
series
Devil May
pretty much
Cry.
stayed the same, and there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that either.
Just no, the number 2 just seemed a bit off.
Oh yeah, like each
It,
game, from Demon Souls to Dark Souls 2, it's had its own personal changes, but it was still Dark Souls, and nothing different from it.
Yeah.
well,
What do you,
it evolved, and you could see a general progression of getting more refined and better as it went on.
That is
oh,
true.
hard gamer, you get it. Yeah. What do you guys think about Call of Duty now?
I don't
I've
like it.
I haven't
don't play
had.
it,
it.
You guys go first.
in my experience, it it got off topic.
Mm.
Because I'm used to like the Modern Warfare, which was like, or just Call of Duty. The very first two games that came out were the best out of the series, and then they slowly started getting off into like space and exosuits, and that just drove
It's
it
just a
off
money-making
topics.
franchise.
It's
True,
That's all
sad
it
to
is.
say it, but it is. I mean, Call of Duty. I mean, from what I've seen, it was. I remember Review Tech USA. He actually mentioned the Call of Duty series from like. I mean, it used to be something that was like if you just played Call of Duty in the background and talked about what you made for breakfast, you would get like 1 million views. It was like the game to play on console, is what he quoted and said. That's what I'm quoting from him. He was right. I mean, Call of Duty was pretty much the game to play from like I think when the Modern Warfare 2 days or like the Black Ops days, like during those times. Um, I mean, I never really had like too much experience with the Call of Duty series. I've only played like I think was it Modern Warfare 2 when my brother had it, and then I played Black Ops and I
Call
mean
of
the
Duty 4,
last
that's what it was called.
yeah Call of Duty 4. Then I played Modern Warfare 3 was pretty much the game that kind of got me into Call of Duty for a bit. I mean, I played the hell out of that. I met some cool friends on there, and then I just kind of just like I mean, last Call of Duty game I played was Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I just stopped after that. Let me just get away from this series before I spend my money on something I'm never going to play again. Like
Mhm.
Advanced Warfare or Call of Duty Ghosts, which apparently Call of Duty Ghosts was the worst Call of Duty game ever made. From like quoted from like a person who I know, like a friend of mine who played the Call of Duty series like for a long ass time. Um, from what I've seen, the Call of Duty series is has really just it's just I don't know what it's leaning on right now. Honestly, they
So
they
when they brought
just
it back in the new one, that was a moneymaker right there. They were just making money on that when they remastered in the Infinite Warfare.
yeah they just like, now that was a good thing for I guess from what I seen, but
It's just if you could just buy the game separately, then that would be nice.
they should have
But
just
no,
done
you
that.
gotta spend like $80 just for the game,
Ugh.
just to get the remaster.
Have I played? Oh, I have played the Jack and Daxter series. Trust me, Coolster.
Good
I
game.
love me my Jack and Daxter. And HD Remaster's coming out too. Oh hell yeah, I'm definitely picking that up. The
Wait,
Great
the
Warden's
remaster of
Highway
Jack
is
and Daxter's
collecting
coming
tax
out?
information. You don't say. Wait, what? Wait, what do you say? Quotation? Highwayman try to rob you until you realize you're BA and then you rob them. I, I don't get like
This is a
Ghost wasn't
robbery.
great, but Advanced Warfare was the worst, no doubt about it. Yeah, the only reason why they sold so much copies of Infinite Warfare because of Modern Warfare Remaster, and I don't hardly see anybody play Infinite Warfare at all. All I see is the Call of Duty Remaster. That
All
Because
right.
that's
that's
the game
Off
people
topic.
wanted.
Little
Wait,
off
what?
topic, real quick. Favorite PS2 game ever that you played the shit out of?
so the Dragon Ball
What is it?
Z Tenkaichi series, Budokai. Uh, Kingdom Hearts. That's definitely another one of them.
No,
What is that?
all-time favorite.
Oh, what is that
The one
game?
you played the most of on PlayStation 2.
Kingdom Hearts definitely then.
It was some
Um,
Okay.
kind of Giants game, Kabuto something? Giants of
Shadow of the
Kabuto?
Colossus?
No, 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 no. It was, I think it was something. The main monster was Kabuto, and you had
Huh.
these purple. You were these space cadets that crash landing on the planet, and you had these little blue aliens
They're
that you could
weird.
help.
I,
Hold on,
Purple.
let me
My
see if I can.
favorite was Kinetica. It was actually a racing game.
I think
Um,
I've played that a bit. My friend brought over
I
one
played
time.
so much of that. I played so much, and see, I was homeschooled, and I actually used it to
Spider-Man
get
2.
out of
Ooh.
school.
Oh yes, the Spider-Man games. How could I fucking forget? There are so many games on PS2 I played. It's just hard to like.
Wasn't Devil May Cry the original one on there?
Yeah, Devil May Cry.
Oh, that's what it's called. Giants, Citizen Kabuto.
I have
Yeah,
never heard of
I
that, but it
love
sounds very
Devil May
interesting.
Cry.
And not Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper series, which needs to come to the PS4 already. God damn it! It's my train. Honk.
Wait,
What?
is this a PlayStation 2, 3 or 2 game?
007
No,
Night
it's
Fair,
a PlayStation 2, I think.
Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction, the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Oh yes, the Grand Theft Auto series. I think the game I played the
Mhm.
most might have been Kingdom 2. Yeah, pretty much for me too. Uh,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's PlayStation 2.
I was obsessed with Devil May Cry, but like I said, Kinetica, because I was homeschooled, I used it to get out of school. I was like, Mom, I could so use this as a math problem. Because I got good at going around the track at the same speed without hitting anything. So I was like, let me go around the track and use this as a math problem to see how long the track is. And she let me do it, so I got to play video games for math class.
oh wow, you lucky.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh shit, I forgot.
Wasn't that
Ah, I
was the
forgot to.
first or second Resident Evil was also on PS2?
Oh yeah, I watched my brother play Resident Evil 4. That's pretty much how I got introduced to that series. Oh yeah, go on ahead, man. Mark's Pre 777. That is my username.
You know, in some ways, I feel like the PS2 era was like the golden era for
Oh,
video
that was solid.
games.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
And that will be. Let me just go ahead and just put that as our topic because we pretty much already talked about the evolved series of games,
Right.
the golden
But
era.
like
Then.
it was it was great, you know? Like games were still kind of cheap, you know, and
true.
they
Yeah,
were
that's.
But
made well. There was no such thing as
There was
microtransactions
no such
and
thing as DSC. What did you
no
guys think about the
no
DLC.
PSP?
online either.
Oh, PS2 did have online for a bit. Like you just had to get it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like,
Like this kind
yeah,
of
it was
online.
weird.
What do you? Oh wait. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually, yeah, I want to go ahead and talk about this. Right. This was the topic I tried to remember earlier, but I forgot. Let's go ahead and
Mhm.
talk about this right quick. Vita. This is all going to be tied into one topic. The PlayStation Vita add-ons and handhelds and pretty much things Xbox throw out at us. Like for example, the PlayStation Move sticks or the Xbox 360 Connect.
Oh God. Oh God, those things were so bad.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just in case anybody in the stream is with the 360 or the Xbox One, let's go ahead and shit on the PlayStation right quick. All right. Um, I am. I
So
hate.
stupid.
I.
So oh, glowing balls in your hands on
Fucking
fucking handles.
lightsabers. I thought I always imagined them as
So bad. They
lightsabers.
weren't even cool like lightsabers are. These things were so fucking stupid, and it didn't track right, and nothing ever worked right. And we tried it on the PS3, and it was just like it never went anywhere.
You
you
probably
fucking
just got a group message thing.
yeah.
Mm,
What did you do? What did you
You
put
know,
on?
I'm creating it on my tablet, so it's taking a second. I just want to
Um.
show you a picture of. You can look at it later. I'll just show you a picture of the citizens, giant citizen Kabuto picture.
Kabuto.
mm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Way the Samurai. No, not Way the Samurai. Way the Samurai. That was also another game I played. Um, I hate virtual reality so bad. I fucking hate virtual reality. That
Who
shit.
knows? We
That
might
shit.
become
I'm
one day.
interested in it, like the VR stuff, um, but like I've been waiting for years for it to get perfected. You know what I mean? Um, especially after the whole movement capture shit that the PS3 tried to go for, which was just, in my opinion, a complete and utter failure.
Originally, Cool Store asked us about the PSP, and we hardly even talked about that. I like the PlayStation Portable. There was a bunch of games I actually did play on it, like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. There was a Final Fantasy game on there, and the other couple of PlayStation games, PSP games on
Mhm.
there. I don't remember them too much though.
Never had
I
one.
kind of disappointed the Vita kind of fell away because the Vita did have some pretty fun games. I pretty much want to buy the PlayStation Vita just for Persona 4 Golden, but there are also Also, are some other games that are on Vita that are pretty fun. Aqua, you
I
gonna
think
send me a
like
friend request
cell phone
now?
games
Uh,
probably killed the handheld stuff
yeah, they
more than
didn't.
anything.
And they didn't really promote too much for Vita at all, honestly.
Right.
Uh,
Because like weren't you limited? I never had one, but one of the reasons why I never got one is I felt like I was really limited with what I could do with it. And I was just like, well, I've got my cell phone. I can play some, little games on this if I wanted to, but I'd rather be on my console at home.
So that's how I felt.
what about Nintendo? We'll say that for the next topic. Then we got okay. We talked about the handheld stuff, and let's just talk about PlayStation's little shitty add-ons. We didn't really finish that. Um, I fucking hate virtual reality. All right. I mean, virtual realities right now is just trying to milk a lot of stuff, and no one's putting any real effort into it.
Yeah.
And like, not to mention PlayStation. Why the fuck are you selling a fucking virtual reality headset for $300, even though there is gonna be so many shitty games out for it? I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some good ones, but I have not seen a single good virtual reality game for like the headset, and I'm pretty sure they're already fucking forgetting it. I mean, they're trying to do
Right.
something with it, but it's not working. It's not. It's really not.
No, there aren't enough developers making games for it
And
yet.
they
They
and
just need more practice, basically.
Mm. It might go somewhere, but I'm not willing to fork out money for something like that.
$300 is
By the way,
it's not.
did you see the image?
Yeah, I did.
Um.
Okay, I gotta take a real quick break. I'll be right back.
All right. All right. Follow with me, Alec. Um.
All right, what do you want me to follow?
The Connect.
Never played it.
The Connect was. Oh boy, where do I begin with this? The Connect is just something that the Xbox tried to do for like motion control,
Oh
but
yeah, that thing. Yeah, fuck Xbox.
see, you had to, you so fucking forgot about it just like that. VR is
Well, of
gonna
course.
die.
I've to be honest, I had an Xbox 360 Slim, but I never used it. I
I
had
was
a
gonna use it.
PlayStation since that's what I was more used to.
Like exactly, but like there was one game I was interested in called Steel Battalion. Like I have a guy who loves mech suits. Like I love Mobile Suit Gundam,
Oh yeah.
but like I mean that's why I
Oh wait,
downloaded
no, I never came
Hawken
to that
for a
one.
bit and played that because it was like the whole mech suit thing. But
Yeah.
and then I found out that like it just they didn't cooperate with it right, and you had to use so much stuff.
Your mic disconnected or muted.
Oh yeah, I muted my headset. I had to get that just something over there. Um, but okay, what was it? VR, like, VR is gonna die, just like motion controls. Wii and Connect.
Well,
What did the Wii do
actually,
good though?
I have no idea, but virtual reality is actually a real work in progress. This is just me, but like sooner or later we'll have virtual reality that's actually virtual. Like in the future.
In the, I just wanted to
I
just
mean,
stay away. Honestly, I don't like. I
it's
mean,
I kind of think sooner or later in video games or in population general that we'll have instead of just like this giant monitor in our screen in our rooms, we'll actually have like a hologram
that's not
that's
gonna be
like,
until the year
oh
2023
no,
or
I
two.
know,
No,
I
that's
know.
actually a few years away. Holy shit.
It's just I think we're going to possibly have that instead of these giant TVs sooner or later.
Yeah, but that's like we're talking about like V like it's talking about like the whole headset thing, not like the whole motion actual being there.
Actually, that's not very. That's actually we're actually working towards that right now. There was this little ad or something commercial that they had, like they had these glasses on, and then basically you could use these touch screens. Like everything was displayed. Like your TV was displayed on the wall, but there was no TV there.
Oh, that. Yeah, I remember that stuff. It's a
Xbox
good
is
run.
actually supposedly doing something like that. They showed off their virtual reality thing, but I haven't heard anything about it since then. They only showed it off once, and then it just didn't actually, bother
It
trying to
was
do anything
probably a
to.
failure.
Connect did great because it was bundled with so many Xbox 360s, and they tried to set it off like that. Microsoft again, they so fucking sneaky. Like, get out of here with that shit, bro. What the fuck?
Mhm.
Fucking like, oh, would it connect so well like with so many Xbox 360s? Yeah, because you bundled it with it. It's just as Quotation
Mhm.
Factory said. And welcome back, John King.
Thank you.
um, Coolster wanted us to talk about Nintendo. The only thing I ever had much experience with Nintendo with is
It's Mario.
the Nintendo 64. That was like the only Nintendo console I played. No, scrap. No. Let me take that back. Nintendo GameCube. That and Nintendo GameCube. I actually had fun with my
Yep.
Nintendo GameCube. I
Yep.
played
Same
I
here.
Ninja, Smash Bros. I played Army Men on that. A bunch of other games on there. Some SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Uh,
I had very limited experience with the old Nintendo with the cartridges and all that stuff, like way back in the day. I only got to play it at a friend's house, so it was
I
like
miss my
Mario
Nintendo.
and stuff like that. But yeah, not much. Didn't play it much, so don't have
yeah, I
much
mean, after
experience.
that is pretty much my only pretty much experience with Nintendo was for those two consoles. I have kept up with Nintendo though. Nintendo Wii's sold pretty good. The Wii U's did pretty
Apparently,
good as well.
this Nintendo Switch or no, wait, is Wii for with Nintendo, or is that a whole different thing?
What are you talking about?
Is the Wii part of Nintendo?
Yeah, they still pretty much sell games on
Okay.
Wii U.
The From what I've seen, when I was pre-ordering my games at GameStop, apparently they sold out of the Wii
Oh yeah,
Switch or
like if you didn't get it on the release day, you were not going to be able to get a Nintendo Switch for a very long time.
Oh my God, it's the when the Wii came out originally. I was working for UPS when the Wii originally came out. That was horrible. There was a crowd around GameStop every time I went there, and they're like, "Do you have a Wii? Do you have a Wii?" And then people would thank me as if I had brought them a Wii that they could get. It's like some lady even bought me lunch. It's that all over again. Oh,
Mario Sunshine? No, I haven't really. The only Mario game I played was Mario 64, and that was like the last one. That was like a long time
oh
ago.
my God, damn.
I can't even remember like which one I played.
I mean, I've been pretty much console based ever since I got the PS2, so it's just been pretty much after that.
Oh fuck, there was a Lion King game that I played with my friend on the Nintendo.
Oh, I remember that. I remember. I know,
Yeah.
Coolster. It's sad. I know. Like, I mean, we pretty much. It's. I have not played much Nintendo at all for like a long time. I mean, the only time I ever had a Nintendo in my hand was with a DS, and that was when I was with my ex, and I was playing Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance demo, and that was like it for like ever since then. But like, yeah. Oh god. But yeah, that's pretty much our experience with Nintendo and overall.
Yep. I mean, I'm definitely older than you, but I'm still like my parents didn't like video games, so they didn't allow us to have our own console until the PS2 came out.
Eh, Yeah, exactly, closer. Yeah. My parents pretty much grew up around gaming, so I always pretty much had games like with me all the time. So
Mhm.
I mean,
I've
they
had
grew up with
games
like
all
the
around me.
Atari, and so then Nintendo 64, and then like we come over to gaming, and here we are with all this other stuff, and oh
Right.
god.
Now, I remember back in the day when it was like I would I'm from the generation where when parents told you to go play, they kicked you outside, you
Yeah.
know? When like cell phones were a rarity, you could go into a business and ask them to borrow their phone so you could call home. Um, yeah, I'm that old.
And society has changed.
hmm So yeah, video games were not a top priority for most
Yeah,
parents at that
yeah.
point.
Not to mention, like a lot of people keep their kids inside the house because of like fucking weirdos
Well,
every
yeah, that's
corner.
changed too.
But that's for a
Um,
different topic, though.
yes, it is.
Alright, Bort, or whatever the fuck your name is, time to die.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh shit. Fucking, we were talking about the golden era of gaming. Like, we can actually, yeah, let's actually talk about the
Pac-Man!
from. Let's talk about the evolution of console gaming, of evolution of gaming in general,
Arcade
of the
games
console.
started it all.
Yeah, arcade games, and then when they started the console, there was actually an overlay that you would stick under your TV.
I don't remember
Um,
that. Like what? I think it was
yeah,
before my.
that's the original console. It was before Nintendo or anything like that. That's what I can't remember the name of the company that did it. I watched some documentary on it, and it was actually kind of cool. But could you imagine being a kid, your experience playing games? Like consoles almost died completely. And if I remember right, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was Mario and Nintendo that saved the whole console thing. If it wasn't for them, it would have been done. And then Sega did some good things, and then they just died because Nintendo just took over.
Oh
And
yeah, they were the ones. They were the big guys that actually survived over the years too and evolved.
no, it was Atari actually that
But
did it. The overlay thing, I think.
I don't. You're
Because
gonna have to explain
one
this
day
overlay to me. Like, I mean, I
it
never
was like this thing that you stuck on the TV for your levels.
really like. How? I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just gonna go
This one
ahead and
is
say,
confused.
I I've watched a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd, and he talked about a lot of these old school games. I don't think I ever see him talk about that before.
That's really old. Like I'd never seen it in my lifetime.
Was it the
That's how old
Odyssey
it
that
is.
did that? Are you talking about?
I don't I don't I can't remember, but
God
it
damn,
was
I want
like
to
the
kick.
first attempt at having in-home gaming because before that it was just arcades. Like those giant arcade machines, which Atari had cornered the market on. And then I think it was Atari that tried to bring it into people's homes with this thing that you just stuck on the TV for your levels. And it was just your standard like platforming two-dimensional stuff. And
Mm.
then it went on from there, and then you had like Mario and all that kind of stuff. And I think the pivot point was with the when you've got finally got three-dimensional and four-dimensional spaces instead of three-dimensional characters on a two-dimensional space. You had a three-dimensional world with a three-dimensional character. That blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Oh my god. It felt like you were going into a portal to a different world, you know, even though the graphics were totally shitty compared to now.
Oh yeah, you'd be
But it was
surprised though.
cool.
Like a lot of gaming companies make a lot of old school style games on new gen consoles. So
That
yeah.
bothers me, honestly. I really hate that. You have all of this technology at your fingertips, and you're gonna go and do that?
Yep.
Like, I remember going through the evolution of graphics and just loving every second of it, being totally amazed. Like,
Well, I
what are they gonna
mean,
do
there
next?
there are people who still love the old school style of gaming.
I
From
know,
like
and
back
I
then.
mean, I'm not gonna shit on those people. That's their preference, you know. But my
Hmm?
personal preference is I can't stand it because I loved I understand that a lot of these people that are, big into the retro stuff are younger than me and they didn't get to experience that. But going through it, which every new evolution, every new console that came out was like a huge leap in graphics. Like when Ico came out, the same people that made Shadow of the Colossus,
Hmm.
when that came out, that was amazing graphics. Just absolutely amazing, mind-blowing shit. And it was just incredible. It's like going through all of that was just, I don't know how to describe it to get the feel passed on to all of you guys, but it was absolutely
No,
amazing. And
trust
the
me,
thought of going backwards
my
was just
brother. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
ridiculous. No, I'm done.
Oh yeah, but my brother, he bought Shadow Colossus. I'm like, I wasn't. I was. This was at the point where I wasn't really too interested in gaming like that. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
was saw the games, but I wasn't interested too much because I was like the more of the outside person.
Yeah, me
I
too.
saw that game, and I'm like, holy, like, goddamn, like the amount of things you could. You're literally fighting these giants, and you have to like
Mm-hmm.
fucking like platform up to these giants and hit the weak point. You are this little guy fighting a fucking giant. And Shadow Colossus was the game that pretty much was the catalyst to making these type of games like that. But
Right. And Ico, which is the same people, everybody forgets about Ico. But I never really played Shadow of the Colossus. I found Ico first, and it's the same people, and just the visuals and the sense of space, and they did what nobody else did at that time. They didn't have music in their game. All you had were the sounds of your footsteps, nature. It was it was interesting. And then you go into some places where there were no birds or anything, and it was just kind of creepy, and you're like, what's going on? It was a whole different experience. And and then just the graphics at that point, that was just like one of the huge leaps that happened. And yeah, like I said earlier, the thought of going backwards was just like, what? Are you crazy? Nobody wants to go back to 8-bit. Are you nuts?
yeah, I can understand it. When you put it that way, I can understand it. I mean, a lot of these
Mhm.
games, like, I mean, some developers just love to make old school games. Actually, there
Mhm.
are a couple of free to play games right now on PlayStation. I look on the PlayStation store and I see a lot of these games. I'm like, oh, these games look pretty fun, the whole cartoony style, like platforming, but it's
Mhm.
like all this 8-bit stuff. And I'm kind of like, it's fun, but like, come on, like you could have made it like the cover, I guess, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's
Right.
excuse me. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's something. That was a huge disappointment. That was one thing I hated about early gaming is you would see these amazing cover designs with the super like, oh my god, look at this game, it looks so cool, and then you start playing it and it looks nothing like the cover.
Of course.
I
It's
think
like,
Final Fantasy kind of started that, don't you think?
well, like, okay, so you had fully fleshed out three-dimensional, cool-looking things, and then you get in the game and you're running on this platform in 2D. It was just so frustrating.
Yeah, it uh I can understand what you mean by that.
Right, they did try to do that, Colster. They did with the what's that new Nintendo thing? The whole the one that was not too expensive, but everybody was buying up and selling for hundreds on like eBay and Amazon and shit.
Huh? Oh, I had no idea.
I'd never heard like was I think I have, but I might probably forgot about it.
Yeah, they made like an actual cartridge and re-release of a lot of the old games
Oh,
on
I know
everything.
exactly what you're talking about. That's oh, that's let's make that a little short topic right quick. I
Mm,
remember this story coming up. Alpha Omega Sin, he talked about this for a bit. There are these people who they were actually I don't know who they were. It probably was Nintendo maybe or some type of other gaming company re-releasing
Something
all
like that.
these like old school consoles and these old school retro games for like a
Mhm.
hundreds of dollars or like $200 for something like that. And
It
a
was
lot of these
actually, I think, Nintendo that did it, and they were only charging like 60 or $100. I think it was 100, and people were buying them all up,
and the
and
funny thing
nobody
is
could get
and the funny thing is a lot of these people still have these games.
Hmm.
And they just haven't touched them in a while. Like, and here they are
Right.
re-releasing them. That's just fucking ridiculous. I don't know why people are doing it. Like,
Hmm.
I that's just like a waste of fucking money right there. But I mean,
Well, they were buying them all these consoles up because people really wanted them. It's like, okay, say you had access to getting the new Wii, right? And you could buy all of them up, and everybody wants them. And now you're selling them, one at a time, only saying you have like three in stock on eBay or fucking um, Amazon or something, and you're charging several $100s when the original price is 100. You make a lot of money that way. You're like quadrupling your, tripling or quadrupling your price. You're getting a lot of profit. And that's what was happening with these old Nintendo. I can't remember what it was called. I wish I did, but it was recent. They, like, at least like a year ago or 2 years ago, they were announcing that they were going to come out with it, and everybody jumped on that train and just pre-ordered the shit out of all of them and were
oh
buying them
God.
all up. Yeah, it was a huge problem, and I think I'm almost 100% it was Nintendo, and they're like, no, the price is $100. You shouldn't be paying more. It's these assholes that have just snatched them all up.
Oh, dude, like Nintendo. I
Hmm.
mean, like shit. I mean, some of these, like as I said before, like in the beginning of this topic, like people still have these old school games. Like I know there's at least someone out there who kept all these retro old school games, and then
I
there are
still
people
have
just
most of my PS2 games.
like yeah, and then there are people over here buying like what spend $100 for retro games that came out like years ago. Like I
Hmm.
understand you're a collector, but like come on, like you could have found a better price somewhere in a fucking pawn shop. Or a goddamn like game exchange. Shit, I went to game exchange and I saw a lot of those old school games and Nintendo 64 games. Uh,
Hmm.
Oh my
but
god.
but that's some people. I mean, there are a lot of people who just love to have these type of games. They're not even gonna play them. They're just gonna have them on the wall, fucking shelves
Right.
somewhere. Like just not even trying to play them. So it was like
Hmm.
there was like no point in even doing that. Nintendo was just trying to get some money off of that, and they did, and people bought into it apparently.
Well, a lot of people were complaining because they were having a hard time, like, either finding the games because they were too expensive, or a lot of the old consoles like aren't compatible with newer TVs. A lot of newer TVs don't have that old coax connections that they used to,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yep.
that's how you used to connect with it. And then it changed to like the three prong thing for your audio, video, and all that. And so you had like the, red, white, and yellow input for the PS3 and the PS2, and now it's all, what is it, HDMI? So like a lot of people don't have TVs that can even support those old consoles. So that's one of the reasons why they did that, is making the newer consoles that were old style is for the retro people, so it would be cheaper for people, so they weren't spending $100 on a really rare Mario cartridge, you know,
Mm. Yep.
and trying to
Yep.
find an old TV to make the fucking thing work.
Uh, well,
So yeah.
final thoughts on this topic. Nintendo made money. They made their money. The people bought up all these old school retro games for like a crazy amount of price. I don't even remember how much games used to cost back then. I think from what my mom told me, is
$30
like
bucks.
they were the same price as games are now. I think. I'm not sure. I think they
I
were.
know. I
Were
know
they?
when I
Mm,
was little, the like GTA when the first GTA came out, I think it was on PlayStation 2. I think it was around $50. I think
Hmm.
that was
that
when I
must
was
have
like
been when they
10.
started raising the price, because like when we
Yeah.
got the PlayStation 2 when it first came out, and a lot of games were around the 30-40 mark.
Hmm.
And so I'm guessing cartridge games, I remember like with my friend, they'd go and buy new cartridge games for like 10 or 15.
Hello?
Are
Hello?
you there?
You just cut out. Like, you just said 30, 40, and just said nothing.
Oh, right. I remember
I heard
when
it.
my friend was going and getting like cartridge games, they get new ones for like in between 10 and 15.
Mm.
I mean, they might have been buying them used, I don't know, but like I do know that the price over time for games has definitely crept up. I remember buying PS2 games, brand new ones for like $35, you
Hmm.
know?
Well, I
And
mean, kind of makes sense because
well, as they evolved and the graphics got better and more money was spent on development and everything, um, yeah, it makes sense. They had to make their money somewhere,
all
you
right,
know?
Coaster man. Thanks for stopping by. Have a nice good
Mhm.
night, bro. Uh, well, Alec, any closing thoughts on this topic?
On the pricing?
Pretty much Nintendo. Like, old school games called raising just basically like reselling them for like a high price.
Well, I can understand the high price because
Yeah,
they're not being
collector's
made
item.
again, but them remaking it and then selling it? Mm, not sure on that.
Well, they're not really
I, th-
remaking;
I
they're just reselling it for like, and then like for like rare or something, a rare game or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, before Nintendo made a new old school console, and new cartridge games, yeah, it was going for, I think the price dropped for the originals a little bit, but that's the thing, it's a collector's item now. You can have a new Mario cartridge, but I mean if they've made those, but um, it's not the same as having the original. It's a collector's
the,
item.
the sad thing is, they're starting to remake the old toys now. Have you guys heard of Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah,
Stretch aren't. Yeah,
it's really
Yeah,
old.
well, that was a really old toy that was made from corn syrup, and now they're remaking it.
they're remaking old.
Right.
Okay. Wow. I I
Oh
I
god.
I
Appar-
don't think
uh,
anyone's gonna.
uh,
I mean,
well, who
Oh,
knows?
people
Yeah,
will buy
a lot
it.
of people
People
are
bought
buying
Beanie
it.
Babies.
I mean, apparently, Stretch Armstrong is liquid nitrogen proof. He won't. He won't. He can't be destroyed by basically anything. A bullet, fire, ice, nothing. He can't be destroyed.
Ugh,
why do we get on the
we
topic
got
of
so off
gaming
topic.
on
I
the
have
fucking
no idea.
Stretch
I just wanted to
Armstrong?
say that.
Yeah, man, the fuck
Oh
you and
my
your
god.
Stretch Armstrong. All right, how about that?
Oh, all right.
Any anyway, that's it for this topic. Hey, there's Aqua. Where you been,
Oh,
Aqua? I've been trying to get in contact with you for a
I'm
while.
gonna get off. I'm gonna play with a coworker.
Hey, so we need
Okay.
a woman's touch. We do have a woman's touch. Drunk, he's in the street with us.
Yes,
True.
I know.
All right. Well, I'll catch you
Well,
guys later.
hey, don't you start with that, Aqua. I've been trying to get in contact with you for the longest. You only just like, hey, Aqua, what's up? You like my tweet? Don't say shit about that again. So, uh,
Oh,
but
well,
anyway,
that's why I'm here because I haven't been all over the place. I've been sitting here.
all right, Alec, here at the stream. See you later. I hate you. Oh, I love you too, Aqua. Uh, okay. What was the next topic we were going to talk about? Shit.
I don't know. I think we've exhausted a lot of stuff here.
I mean, there's some more I want to talk about, but I might want to save it for like the next gaming discussion stream.
Right.
Uh, God.
How long have we been doing this now? What's the time?
3 hours. Three
Oh
hours,
boy, yeah,
23
that's a
minutes, and
long podcast.
oh yeah, that's pretty much the length of any podcast, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think probably.
It used to be like I usually know a podcast being only like an hour, 2 hours if it's long.
We ramble. That's pretty much gets like You wanna join? Let's go ahead and get two ladies in here then. Oh yeah, and this guy we got See, if you were like hiding from me, Aqua, you would be able to get invited easier to the party. But see, look what you do. You hide. You go offline mode. See, I shouldn't even try to invite you to the dang party while you do that. Um, God, I want to talk about this, but like I don't
Hi.
oh my God, Aqua, where you been? Where have you been?
Oh
Oh,
boy, echo in the background.
you better mute that, Aqua.
Oh wait, hold on. I can't hear you
Um,
guys. Oh wait,
I
now I can.
I want to talk about. Should I save it? Should I save it?
I don't know what's
Okay.
the topic.
All right, cool. Star, thanks for subbing, man. Good night, bro. Um,
Good night. Also, you know, I just spent the weekend, okay, touring colleges, so don't freaking give me anything right
I will give you what I want to fucking give you, and you will take it, and you will be quiet. How about that?
I'm not
Anita
going.
now.
Sarkeesian.
That sounds.
Oh God, I
That
fucking hate
sounded
you.
very wrong.
It was supposed to
Oh,
sound.
that. Wait, are you talking about that chick that freaking?
That's that ruins all gaming. I hate her.
And then apparently there's this one girl who apparently from what I've heard she slept with a lot of game developers to get to the top.
Oh,
I
yeah,
forgot
that's
Right,
a
her
that's the
name.
whole
Gamergate. I've
game.
been reading up about that.
Zoe somebody. Zoe
Yeah,
somebody.
Isn't like
yeah.
Zoe's on Gardo or something bullcrap like that?
I don't know. Like this shit. Like the shit with them is just unreal. Like
Like what I can't stand is girls like Anita Sarkeesian who claim to be gamers that aren't.
how is she
You
gonna
know what
be
I
a
mean?
gamer and then want to say she wants to
Well,
censor gaming?
Anita,
Uh,
like Anita actually said in the beginning that she didn't even like video games, that she wasn't a gamer, and then obviously later
Then
on
she's
she
just
changed her mind and crap, but
she
she
changed her
still
mind to
goes
try and
her
get the
nose in
fan base
everything.
on her side, but how you gonna?
Right.
People saw through it so fucking easy. Like, come on, she was
this is
even.
actually
Yeah.
perfect for me right now. Like this is perfect topic for me right now. Okay, like first of all, violence video games. A lot of people claim that oh, if without video games there'll be no violence. First of all, people have been killing each other for centuries. Okay, I'm pretty sure Hitler did not play Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, from the
Just
beginning of humanity, people have been killing each other.
Oh
What are they
yeah,
talking
like,
about?
when Adam and Eve
like
went onto the world, what do you think happened to fucking? No,
I'm
I need to
pretty
shut the
sure
fuck up.
Hitler didn't play Grand Theft Auto. I'm pretty sure Napoleon Bonaparte didn't play Call of Duty. Like,
Right.
That's some old
And
ass
then you
video
people are
games back
complaining
then.
about kids being exposed to violence. There used to be public hangings.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, this is what
I mean, I guess
yeah.
Like
because of
that's
this
real
new
live violence.
I guess because of this new society and age, like we're trying like the we're trying not to expose our children to anything, but yet there are women going around, there are parents going around buying them phones and giving them YouTube apps, and then like Vine and shit, and then I don't know. We're getting off topic again.
Well,
We're getting off topic. God damn it, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I
no,
wanted to I want to try and end the stream, but like Aqua just got in here, and I want to try and spend a little more time talking about a few things.
Right.
yeah,
Well,
well,
we could do like a whole podcast on like, the whole Anitas of the gaming world and, the whole like SJW shit ruining gaming.
Oh
That's a
my god,
whole
this
topic.
like
oh,
yeah,
I
it
freaking
is like so much of the topics we were trying to talk about can tie into like so many things
Hmm.
like YouTube. It can
yeah.
tie into like things.
And the
Where you just gotta
degradation of
like
Well,
try.
gaming,
look,
Hmm?
me, I'm the person that I am all for equality and crap, and I just want everyone to have a good day and have an awesome time, but
Yeah.
Like, like really,
Yeah.
like this is crazy. Like, have you heard about the Steven Universe incident that happened where people were bullying this poor artist into attempted suicide?
Over a fucking drawing. I heard about that. That was so
It
pathetic.
happened twice. It
It
happened
happened.
twice.
It did. It wouldn't happen twice. What happened? When was it? Like,
I heard that there was another case where a guy he attempted suicide because people were bullying him because he wrote a fan fiction about Pearl and Mayor Dewey because
mm.
Pearl is quote unquote gay when first of all it's not canon but it's a plot obviously but
it.
it's a shame the fact that people harassing him to the point where he decided that he couldn't take it anymore and he decided to freaking attempt to end his life. And that's insane. Like, how can you do that to someone? Like, there's
These.
so many stuff that I don't like. There's so much anime that I don't like. But if someone likes it, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. Like, it's
No,
crazy, man.
that's my whole thing. I just said it earlier. Is like I hate 8-bit, but that's my personal thing. I don't care if somebody else likes it. It doesn't hurt me. Like
Yeah, some
8-bit
people
games all you
just
want.
like the people will get triggered over everything. I mean, we can.
I think there's a double-edged sword going on, honestly, with this whole with all that type of stuff. It's like on one hand you have people being way meaner than normal because of the anonymity that you have in gaming and online anything. And then on the flip side, people are overly sensitive now. So you've got these two things working together, and it's just like, yeah, it
This
explodes into
even
shit.
This even happened just the other day. Like I don't know. Well, you guys probably heard about it, but the Kendall Jenner commercial, the Pepsi
Oh,
commercial
the
that
whole
got so much
Pepsi thing.
controversy and was taken down. It actually wasn't that bad of a commercial. Like I expected, like it's some intense stuff, like something really offensive. But it really wasn't that bad. Like I understand why people are upset, but I think the
Did
commercial itself, it
is
was
that
just something they didn't notice.
my roommate?
You
She
know?
is sleeping on the floor. She drunk. Silver eye. Um, put whip
Cold water.
get take some like a whipped cream, put on her hand and get like a feather and tickle her nose and make her
Oh
slap
god,
herself in the face.
that's so juvenile, Marcus. Come
You gotta be
on.
careful. If you do that, the Tumblr users will attack you for being
Man, boy,
sexist.
Tumblr can come at me. I will
Right.
take them all on. Fuck that. What are
Like,
we
Just
talking?
take
This
a
has nothing to do with gaming. What are we doing?
glass of cold water.
look, yes it does. I
Water
mean,
ain't
it
got
does have to
nothing to
be
do.
inside. But
Oh,
look,
okay. Here's a final topic we can talk about. We can all talk about this. If you guys have heard about it or not. Remember the Ouya?
huh?
The Ouya. It's like it was just like apparently the Ouya was like this Kickstarter project for like I think it was I don't know what it was for, but like it was pretty much to give you a chance to play games like ahead of time before if you officially want to buy them or not. Um,
Hmm.
I
it
think you're the only one who knows what
it
this is.
it was like
Yeah.
$99 for like the console itself. It was like a little small, like like the think about like shit. I don't fucking
I
know.
think I heard of it though.
Like
Is it
just
like the Amazon stick or some bullshit or something?
no, no. It was. I'm too tired to remember.
Another topic. Another time. You know what
uh,
we forgot to talk about in the whole console thing? The
well, yeah.
Steam
Mhm.
box.
The Steam box. What? What's a Steam
I love
box?
it.
Yeah.
It looks awesome, but it's way too
I would
expensive.
I wanted to get one. It's basically the computer side of gaming. The PC side was trying to develop a console that had different tiers. So kind of like a computer where you could pick and choose how good of a performance you wanted, and it would allow you to play console style PC games. So all the games that you had available on your PC, you could have on this
Yeah.
Steam box. And it opened
It's a
up the
great
Steam store.
idea.
Yeah, I really wanted one, but it kind of didn't go anywhere. Well, it did a little bit, but it was to get the stuff that you wanted, you'd have to spend a lot of money. It's like
Yeah,
some
like
of them
who's
were two
into that
thousand
money?
dollars. But I
Like,
really wanted one of those. Anyway, sorry.
Uh,
it's an awesome idea, but I'm not gonna pay no $1,000 for
that's pretty
that.
much how PCs are. Shit. Like,
Hmm.
I think you want to get a good PC, you gotta get a graphics card and you gotta pay. You can build your PC, but I think it costs even more money to get the parts for it or something.
I've heard it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Um, it
It
depends.
depends on the
My
connections.
husband's gonna be building a desktop for us, and it really depends. Like if you get a tower and you have it like a desktop, it's a little cheaper, but it depends on what you have in there. You can go top of the line and spend over 4,000 on your computer, um, if you really want to, but that's going into like game developer type of setup. You know what I mean? You have to really have a lot of power. Um,
Yeah.
but like I think he said he could build one that's decent that could pretty much run because like okay, Ark, we have Ark, Survival Evolved. We bought into the alpha on the PC and totally forgot about it. Now I have a 2-year-old PC that's pretty good. It can run Warframe. It can run a lot of games that are pretty graphically intense. I cannot run Ark on the PC at all. So like a lot of computers have a hard time running Ark on
Yeah.
PC. So like I think he can build the computer for less than maybe around 1,000 or 800 that'll be able to run Ark, which is pretty good. So
Isn't it
yeah.
funny that oh sorry. Isn't it funny that freaking Minecraft, they're the most freaking simple, graphically pretty regular game. It actually takes a pretty powerful computer
Really? I
to
don't
run
know.
it really well, yeah.
And it has
It's
like the
funny.
most ridiculous fan base of all time, apparently.
Uh-huh. That's
Like,
Yeah, it
Tweaker
does.
Central right
and
there.
oh god, not to mention apparently Minecraft has a lot of pedophiles from what I've heard. It's
Oh,
like
really? I didn't
Oh
even know
no.
that. I know how the
Neither
hotel
of
does.
them is stupid game.
that's I mean like a lot of people were like so hyped for Minecraft. I mean, I want to talk. We'll follow this up. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that like I don't understand what's so. I mean, like you can let your creativity run wild with Minecraft. I can understand that, but like I mean,
Mm.
like besides that, like there's nothing else I want to do. I'll get bored of it pretty fast, honestly. I mean, I guess I
It's
don't
just like
understand what's like.
Legos. It's
Is
basically Legos. Like playing with Legos. You
like
build whatever you want. Don't like it, then play
Yeah,
something
like
else.
if you want to build shit, just I mean, I guess you can build more things, but I don't know. I don't. If it had better graphics, like me back to the whole 8-bit thing. I hate 8-bit type of stuff and blurry, blocky crap. But like for general base building, I mean, if you want a game and you like base building, get Fallout 4. You know, you can do all kinds of crazy shit with that.
or Skyrim.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft is simple. It's family friendly. A lot of
Minecraft is
people.
so
Yeah, oh, it's friendly, all right.
hmm
Oh god, the shit that you see
There's
on
a lot of
Minecraft.
YouTube channels that actually are really big right now because
Oh,
it is orientated around families playing Minecraft together. There's a guy, a YouTuber, who actually has his children playing Minecraft with him. It's actually
yeah, I've
pretty cute.
seen that. It's pretty cool. It's such pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
There's an
mean, do you
audience
want to
for
be
it.
like PewDiePie and end up with a bunch of really horrible little fans?
No,
Yeah.
I don't even get me started
Because
with
he started
PewDiePie.
with Minecraft too.
Oh, I can't wait to start the YouTube discussion. This is gonna be so fucking fun.
Oh gosh,
It's gonna be
yeah.
so good.
Everyone
We're
freaked
gonna
out
have.
because freaking freaking what's it called? I don't know why I can't
Like
think right now, but
I'm tired. I can't
PewDiePie
think.
being a
I'm
Nazi.
so out of it. We've talked
Is
for
like,
3 hours. I never thought I could actually do it, but I can talk for
oh
three
come on,
hours.
we've talked for 8 hours.
Oh yeah, we have
I
talked for
didn't
8 hours, but that
know.
was like about this like oh I can't wait before we have the rambling discussion. Like we just talk about everything.
Oh
That's when
god,
the real fun starts. Oh god, what the fuck was
right?
that?
What? I've actually been in podcasts before. I'm actually gonna be starting a podcast for KH13, doing the official podcast for that because I'm the moderator on that website.
Oh shit.
And the webmaster likes it. He's gonna do that. That's
I
gonna be
gotta
fun.
go to that. When that happens, I mean, when one of them happens, message me. And I'll go ahead and join that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask because the thing is, it's not actually um what's it called? Like the podcast. I'm doing a demo with my co-host. So we're just gonna send that to the webmaster and see if he approves it. Cause
I
it's been
mean, I
like a
wasn't
week.
actually gonna come and join the podcast and talk. I was just gonna go in there and listen.
Cause well, the thing is, I actually in the future, if it's successful, I want to actually invite YouTubers on it, like some of the Kingdom Hearts YouTubers on to like talk and stuff and get interviews done. I want it to like, cause I want it to be like a news outlet to the point where we can actually interview people in the industry and whatnot.
That
So, but
sounds like a marvelous idea. Get it? Cause you know
mm,
Marvel, Spider-Man, Iron Man.
actually, I'm surprised Zero not on KH15 to go on it. I'm a moderator
I'm not
there.
gonna bother with that too much. I'm just gonna play the games on my channel and then just talk with people.
Pretty
Okay.
cool.
Uh, I think we've worn out. I think we've worn out right now. What do you guys
Yeah, I
think?
think we like
I mean,
Mm.
Aqua
we're
just
definitely.
got here. But like, who's this? Who's this? Like, someone post something in chat. I'm just waiting for it to get there. I don't know what. She did it.
I mean, if anything, like if you wanted to stream, it's not like everyone's like. It's not like if you end the stream, like we're in the party, we can
I
freaking
know, but
still
I think
chat.
I'm about to fall out. And wait, she did it.
Mm.
It's better you don't ask. She did it. What?
Probably threw up.
Oh God, what were y'all doing? Is it like one of those college sorority parties or something? It's got to be.
Don't worry, it's funny. I'm gonna be the most boring college student ever because I'm gonna be going to an art school and like I'm gonna be the most boring freaking person there because I'm just be like just chilling in my bed, just like not doing anything.
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna have to get together during the week and we can like shoot ideas back and forth for future
Yeah.
podcasts if
Uh.
you want.
Oh yeah. Like we got like Monday to like Friday or Saturday to think about like more ideas and more topics. Cause like I mean, my whole new
You
schedule
should get
going
on
on.
Discord more.
Oh yeah, I had to re-add you. I forgot my other Discord password. I had to make a new account.
Really.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, like my schedule is like regular videos through Monday to Thursday. Gaming streams on Friday and Saturday, and Sunday is like podcast Sundays. So
Yeah,
that's the.
so
So we got like a lot of time to like think about ideas. Like we got like we made up a good ideas like right now. Uh,
we should
Hmm.
also talk about like media stuff, like talk about movies and crap. I mean,
we did actually say we're going to do that. It's like going to be like separate type of things, like a Grandline podcast. Who is this? Skinny Shadow 72, you motherfucker. Um, see now I forgot what I was gonna say. God damn, I need to go to bed.
Different topics, the movies.
All right,
We're gonna be doing different things for the podcast because it's not strictly gaming. I don't
yeah,
think is what
because
you're like.
Grand Line podcast like opens a slew of different things we can talk about. We talk about everything here.
Hmm.
talk about whatever's going on. We can also
Yeah.
talk about how we're gonna be in World War III soon.
Oh yeah. In
Okay.
that case, the end of the world's already coming, so you might not even get to play Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts 3.
Right.
we might be in real life Fallout, guys. Get
Okay.
ready.
Oh God. I
Better save
think
up your bottle caps. Save up your bottle caps, dude.
as you know how political I can get, Marcus, but I think it'd probably be better if we stayed away from political
Yeah, I'm not
stuff.
even good with politics. So.
Yeah. Because
Honestly,
then
I
it
think
starts
I
to
think
get real
everyone's
heavy.
tired of politics, so we might as well just forget.
Uh,
Even
this
me.
is what happened when you elect dumb people in the office. But hey, let it.
Yeah.
She's rubbing herself with the whipped
Actually,
cream. You
speaking of that,
actually
I was
did it,
joking with
Silver
my
Eye? What the
friend.
fuck? I was just
Hmm?
joking. All right, you know what? Let me just stop because we're just not even talking about anything right now.
No, no,
Okay,
it's
so
evolved.
this concludes the very first episode of Grandline Podcast. I am Markspree777. That is Drianki, and that is Aqua
I'm
K17.
Aqua! I'm Aqua to the cage!
Aqua what?
Goodbye, everybody.
Anyway, that was also earlier. That was Alec, aka Fighting Cowboy. This concludes Grand Line Archives. Let me go ahead and play the ending theme to this podcast right quick.
Ooh, you have an ending thing.
Ooh, an ending thing.
Yeah, let me go. I'm gonna go ahead and play that. I'm gonna add it. Hold on.
Is that like the JoJo ending? Is that the ending thing?
No, I'll get copyright for that.
Ending thing. I'm curious. What is this?
I don't know. I got like music on my
Dude, it's taking you mad long to put this ending thing.
There we go. I'm just gonna let that play for a bit. And just relax.
Ending thing.
Relax and slowly pan out.
That's the thing that sucks about being on this end of the podcast. I don't get to hear the ending thing.
You just go to the fucking stream. You're in the stream, aren't you?
I'm watching it, but I got it muted because I'm good like that. No echoes. Because if I turn it on, then it's gonna come through the microphone.
I forgot how to play London Nightmare. Does anyone remember how to play freaking Red Dead Redemption? Does he play this stuff? Yeah, I think Controls, here we go, I play.
That's what it's gonna be called from now on, you know, ending thing.
Ending thing.
Yep. It's time for the ending thing. Marcus is sleeping now. He's like, the ending thing is going. I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, I'm just letting it play for like a minute and 30 seconds. Alright, that was that. Good night, folks. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Subscribe.